Hello everyone, welcome to the Asylum. We're going to be starting the show now, so I'm going to be introducing everyone in about 2 seconds. So here we go. Let's see if I can do this right.
Oh, boobies. Oh.
Hello, there you go. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my god, my lights are all over the place.
You're very bright.
I'm feeling very bright right now. I'm feeling very hot. I'm very flustered, very rushed. Feels like the last 40 minutes has been rather rushed. That's all I'm saying right now.
It's okay, I found some guests.
Yeah.
Otherwise it was just going to be me and you.
It was just
I
being
wanna talk to
moist
you.
and madness. No, well done. So how's everyone? How is everyone in chat? How you all doing? How's the week been? How's your Easter? All that good stuff?
Wait, it's Easter?
I know, I've actually brought an Easter bunny. I actually have an Easter bunny.
That's a lint Easter bunny. That's a poor man's lint Easter bunny.
What are you talking about? This is fun. This is great.
Mine's bigger than yours.
It's cute.
Hey! I got lots of these, and I hid them around the house so my son could find them, and he loved
fair.
it. So there you go.
That's fair.
Cool. Right. I feel like the camera is literally capturing only my side of my face today for some reason. I don't know what that is, but never mind.
Because every time you look at yourself, you've got your head turned, you pleb.
It's because I realised I got the camera. Yes. Okay. Anyway, never mind. It's been one of those days. Today has been one of those days. And yeah. Okay. So you carry on, Moist. Do the introductions for everyone. I'm just setting up the raffle for the Cyclone today. Okay. So
This evening,
just you take over for me.
We are joined by a potential winner of the Easter egg hunt, Binary Loop. How are you, Binary Loop?
Good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. And we're also joined by the lovely Tiki Trees. Hello, Tiki.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. There we go, Madness. I did my bit.
Good. Do you want to know instructions like what do they do? What's their channels about? All that good stuff.
Patrick, what do you do? What's your channel about?
Okay, so I'm a relatively new streamer, dedicated to streaming StarCitizen. I've been doing it for about 4 months and thoroughly enjoying it, loving the StarCitizen community.
You're quite creative. I noticed today that you were smashing starfarers into a moon. That's exciting. Trying to kill your friends.
Yes, that kind of grew out of frustration with the server crashes. We decided to take it back out on the server by trying to crash the server, which we did succeed in doing.
Oh, I missed that bit.
That's impressive.
Play. So, how long have you actually been involved in the StarCitizen?
I am actually, I'm a bit late to the party. I actually got involved in 2017. I knew about it back towards the end of the Kickstarter campaign, but I was so scared that I wouldn't be able to contain my excitement for the game if I'd had put money into it and not have a game that was playable. So I thought, oh, I'll just wait a little bit until there's more playable content. And finally I couldn't take it anymore and I backed.
Funnily enough, I backed in 2014, but I kind of held off really playing until 3.0 because I was pretty much of the same mindset. I kind of dipped in with 2.0, then 2.5 and 2.6, but didn't really play much. And then when 3.0 came out, that was that really. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. So Tiki, how about you? What do you play? Where do you come from? Who are you?
Texas. I do variety, but I do a lot of sci-fi stuff that to try to like satisfy the itch that StarCitizen crashes can't fulfill necessarily. But I've been a backer of StarCitizen since 2014, and StarCitizen was actually one of the first games that I was streaming, and I've only started streaming in 2017, so very new to it.
I think we all are, to be fair. Like I streamed. I started with Trove of all games. But the drawback to Trove is you get a very, very young audience, which is a lot of work. So I kind of stopped doing that, and then I came back about 5 months ago, I think, and decided to start streaming StarCitizen because I wanted a slightly more grown. I kind of gone from one end of the scale to the other end.
To the other
really.
opposite.
But I'm enjoying it. So yeah, Madness. Who are you? What's your name? Where do you come from? What do you do?
I'm a StarCitizen streamer. I am a very tired father this weekend. looking after
your little boy.
My little boy and my
quite tired as well.
My pregnant wife. Yes. No, I'm very tired. Very tired. But it's been good. It's been quite fun, actually. It's always kind of the same for me. People always ask me, like, oh, Madness, why don't you stream, like, on the big, the launches and stuff? And I always go, well, whenever they do the big launches, it's always either an Easter holiday or a Christmas time or some sort of, like, main holiday when my kids are off. So I have to, that's the priority, right? So I can't play. So I don't get the joy. I get the joy of watching, which is fine.
I don't know. Personally, if I had a child, I'd probably sell them to buy another reclaimer.
Oh.
Wow.
So the options there, Madness, I can find you a buyer.
Wow.
Just saying.
Wow. That's, yeah. I don't really know what to say to that, really, other than just you're a very dark man.
Let's have a chat about it later.
You're very. You've gone to the right place. So yeah. So I've just been watching.
Oh,
I mean, sat there watching
what
everyone.
What have you done? Why, Matouchi?
What's he doing? What's he doing?
Raid over the
Is he raiding us? All numbers.
All the 5 of us.
We must have. Hello, everyone from the Space Bros. Everyone, be on your best behaviour. There'll be no puking on this show tonight, please.
Wow! Wow! There's no evidence.
There's no evidence. There's no evidence. I was told about it the other day, Mitachi. Someone told me about it, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, is there any evidence of this? And they were like, no. And then I saw that somebody had mentioned that the individual in question had to get a new keyboard.
Oh, no.
New mouse.
Oh, can we not? Move on.
Bless him. So, but so long as he was okay, I think that was the main thing. I think the reality was we were all a bit worried that he was okay. From that was the first thing I asked. I was like, was he okay first? And he was like, yeah, he was fine. I was like, okay, cool. That's good. Now then we could all have a good chuckle about it. And hopefully no one's been banned over it. That's the most important thing as well. It's like, as long as no one's banned and everyone's okay, that's all I care about. For anyone that wants to know, I think you said it. He said it the other day. So, right, moving on. So this week, Noobifier is not very happy.
What makes you say that, Madness?
Yes, Noobifier is not very happy. I don't know if anyone's seen his video. Now, Noobifier, I always kind of like gauge. It's interesting, like gauging certain types of people. There are certain people who have been very, I would say, very positive, very positive towards the game. He does say he's a no bullshit person. So obviously, like like myself the other week, if you start to smell a little bit of what you think is BS, you're gonna say something. And so for me, I think he's just had enough with what appears to be the pledge system and the way that the web page. I think we all were expecting a big update to the web, and they kind of gave us a very kind of polished turd, in my opinion, and it's still a turd.
When they were telling us about the website update that was coming, I was really excited because I thought we were getting a new website. We didn't get a new website. Well, we probably did get a new website, but the functionality of it is exactly the same, and we got like an updated front page. That's it.
Yeah, true.
I was expecting more, so yeah, I was really disappointed. Sorry, carry on, Madness. Just
no. I mean, he's gone. I'm trying to dig up the document at the moment so that I can post it in people's things. If anyone's not watched it, I don't know where you're at. I mean, crazy if you haven't watched it. But let's just have a look at it here. You're going to have to forgive me, guys, because I've got 3 monitors now and everything's a bit different because I've done a whole new layout. So I'm kind of like, I've got everybody on this side, and for some reason my webcam's on this side like a noob. What a fool. That's something I'll have to think about next time. But anyway, he goes on, he basically says, I don't want to sound negative and salty. So that's immediately, when anyone says that, that means they're about to be negative and salty. So, but he says, he basically goes on about, if you are new to StarCitizen, you go on the webpage, you're confronted by just a mess still of 3 months, 6 month, 1 year lifetime, 2 year 2, 3, 4, 5 year anniversary game packages, standalone ships, standalone packages, concept ships, Squadron 42 add-ons, Warbond, credit, concierge only package, multi-ship sets, multi-ship game packages, discount codes, cross chassis upgrades, melting, unmelting, quarterly buyback tokens, gifts, and ships that are available for 1 week, only 1 week per year. And that was just like literally his first kind of like thing. And I'm completely with him on this one. I think it is unbelievably confusing. You only have to go on Reddit, you only have to go on Spectrum, and honestly, I swear to God, every single week, somebody doesn't know why they can't play StarCitizen because they bought the wrong fucking game package, or they bought the wrong ship, or they bought the wrong thing. And I honestly, it's easy for everyone to say, well, they should have read this and they should have done that. One, a lot of us are experts, and we've been knowing the game for a while. Two, no one should be throwing stones, because we've all done stupid things because of mistakes. We've all opened up an instruction manual incorrectly and misread a line, or done this wrong, or done that wrong. We're all guilty of that. If anyone stands there and says they're not, oh my God, you're a fucking genius, because we've all done some mistake somewhere. So I give people who are new to this, it is a minefield of confusion. And, you know, I was getting salty about the gift cards last week and the gift card the other day, because I made a mistake. I completely forgot that gift cards don't work on war bonds, because you have to melt it down. And now I'm left with, I have to pay $30, $40 extra for the Cyclones to give away this month because of my stupid mistake, because I didn't realize that. I wasn't paying attention. So, you know, it's frustrating, and I feel really sorry for those people who make that mistake. And Noobify just goes on. He talks about it, and I agree with a lot of what he's saying.
Just before we move on, like, they have no excuse for this at the end of the day. A really, really basic part of web design is getting a handful of people who have never seen the website before, sitting them down in front of it and saying, use that website. Here's something I need you to do on the website, and do it, and then watch how they interact with the website. And clearly, SIG has never done this. And, like, I get it. When they first created the website, like, it might have been a template, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. But they've had years to work on it. You know, and they haven't. And yeah, I was expecting more from the latest update, and they need to change it, especially now when there's, you know, every time we have a big patch like 3.1, like 3.2, we always have a new surge of people. And I've noticed in my channel over the last few days the amount of questions I'm getting from people about what they should buy, and they shouldn't have to come to Twitch streamers just to work out how to, you know, buy the game. No, they shouldn't. Sorry.
No. But thing is, it's not really a rant. It's not really a rant. I don't think it's a rant. I think we're 6 years in now, and if anything that should really be solid as a rock, in my opinion, it should really be the webpage. To just explain people clearly, and we've said it before. I honestly feel that I'm having real. Why are you doing this to me?
Well, Disco just said in chat we've done this, and I'm assuming it's in relation to having people sit down in front of the website. If that's the case, why is it still so difficult then?
Yeah, man, what's going on? I'm seeing it all the time on Reddit. People, like, there's one out. I think there's somebody today says they got the wrong. Literally, I looked on Reddit again. Someone's, you know, they bought the Squadron 42 pack. And I'm like, I honestly feel like the initial, when you look at the webpage, when you first go to the webpage, the language of continue the adventure, join the adventure is all wrong. It should just say, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it should just say StarCitizen MMO universe game. And then the other one, Squadron 42, should say standalone single player game, part of the whatever, you know, whatever language you want to use it, but it should say single player campaign, whatever, single player campaign. It should be very clear gamer language, and I just find it so good. That is such a, they could just explain it very, very quickly. And honestly,
I just want it to be easy.
Yeah, I'm genuinely, I get a bit upset for people, and I feel really sorry for those people who are just like, they've bought the wrong package, and it is so confusing. But it's Noobify said it. I think he said it once before. Anyway, sorry, carry on. Other people in chat, what do you guys think?
For me, I think the biggest thing is that if you look on even once you've got to the game packages section of the website, that there are some packages which include, like, there's the 2 starter packs which include Squadron 42, and then the ones below it that don't. So whenever I'm trying to direct someone from my stream to actually purchase, I'm first of all telling them to look at the game packages, and then trying to point out these ones include Squadron 42, these ones don't. And I think that could be much clearer. Like, you basically, when you're sort of buying it, in fact, if you've seen the Fly Now page, it's actually very simple, and I quite like it. It's like, gives you basically 2 options. Do you want to pick Aurora or Mustang? And then from there you continue. And I like that sign up page actually a lot more than the game packages and the ship packages, which is where people tend to end up when they're just going through the website. It's just unnecessary complication. Keep it simple.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I think like some of the, I mean, they've done it recently. I think they removed some of the big, huge, expensive packages. But for me, it's like once they've kind of joined in and joined on, they then start to see more access to those things, so they don't get kind of, and they are, you know, they should understand a bit more then. But hey, and I think he goes on. He talks about pledge. I mean, I'm not going to go through everything he says because it's up there, it's on the video, you can watch it in your own time, but it is interesting, and it's just interesting because it's come from him directly, and he's obviously, you know, normally we get like this, you know, 5 seconds of stuff from Noobifier, and there's like literally a 5-page essay. And
yeah,
I agree with yeah, that's longer than a lot of his video coverages on ATV and stuff. So
just to interrupt, Disco says, I have a question for you guys to discuss. Throw it at us, Disco. I'd love it. Please.
Yeah, go for it, man. We do have a document, actually, that you can put it in. Make sure you put it in the questions thing. We'll read it out. Actually, we need to check that that's open. Let me just check if that's open first. Because I don't have... Today, Miz is on his... I think it's Miz's birthday today.
It is his birthday.
Yeah,
so happy birthday, Miz.
So he's gone, and he's not here, and it's really sad. That he might join us drunkenly later.
Oh no.
Which will be quite funny. But we so I'm literally, he is what you're gonna understand is that I do the talking and Miz does all the kind of like the important stuff. So I have to go into the Google questions forms. There we go. And make sure it's switched on. Carry on, Moist.
Hang on, sorry, I'm just pulling up a notepad so I can whack Disco's question into the notepad. So Disco says, you're discussing this from your perspective. Fair enough. Discuss why SIG would not have changed things in all this time and exclude lazy or didn't think of it from the options. That's a fair question. Oh, this one says. And I don't know. So
I think because I mean it probably works. Like, I mean, the game is still around, it's still afloat. The website, while a little bit hard to navigate, does look good, especially when people are first coming onto it. I mean, I have a lot of new people. I do a variety of streaming, so when I pop into StarCitizen, people are like, oh, what's this? And so I have to direct them to certain pages. But it's very, I mean, especially when you first get on it, you like, it's kind of flashy. You get to see Squadron 42, you get to see CIG, you get to see pledges and everything else. So it might just be that it works oddly.
That might be the case, but Disco's just said consider that there might be a very good reason that it's the way it is. Well, all I would say is communicate that to us. If it's explained to us, then people probably wouldn't complain as much, you know.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's for consistency. Like, people know their way around the website right now. Every time you change it drastically, then people get lost and they have to relearn what they've already known. I'm assuming that's probably what he's getting at.
It's like a lot of things, isn't it, really? It's like, if I've got an old car, and I bought an old car, and it kind of runs, and it kind of gets me to a location, but every now and again I have to just add on a little bit extra, and maybe buy some new tires, or, you know, it's kind of scratched or whatever. They're still getting me to the location, so I'm kind of okay with it, and it kind of just keeps chugging along and keeps going. That's kind of like how I kind of look at it. It's like it's kind of just good enough. And I don't think that's good enough, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of the way I look at it. It could be so much better. And I think when we saw the webpage, we were kind of like, oh, there's some really cool bits on this. This is cool. But then when you actually peeled off the new plastic wrapper around it, it was still the same old car underneath a little bit. And it was kind of like, oh, missed opportunity. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm sure it's going to come. I think there's a lot to be done with the Spectrum and integration and the web page, and it's a beast. There's no question. There's a lot of content. You think of how many ships. If you scroll down that ship list, I was there for ages and I was like, can't buy, can't buy, can't buy, can't buy, can't buy, can't buy, buy, can't buy, can't buy, can't buy. There's a huge amount of ships there. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of content. I still think you can make it a lot more simple. And I think you definitely need to get some old people to try and figure out how get them to try and buy something, and we should video it and show us it. I'll video it actually. I'll get my dad and I'll get my mum and I'll tell them, I give them some money and say, can you go and buy a starter ship on StarCitizen, and I'll record them and put it on YouTube and see how we get on.
Well, Disco has just said I already announced that there's a store revamp in development in Calling All Devs last week, which I missed. I apologise. I'll stop raging now.
Well, I mean, we're just commenting. We're commenting on the fact that Nubifar, he's just come out with a thing, and we're just kind of looking at it. And I see, like I said, weekly, I see people buying the wrong packages, buying the wrong things, and that's got to be a bit of a strain on your resources at CRG, because people will be constantly emailing you guys saying, "I bought why can't I get this? Why can't I get that?" So I don't know.
Yeah, if something is badly designed, it just puts more strain on the customer services.
Yeah,
and that's coming from somebody who worked in customer services.
Yeah, I spent 2 weeks learning StarCitizen before I bought anything.
I think part of the problem, Nubify really hit the nail on the head, is terminology that's used. Like, some of the terminology is just so bad in terms of like sale, for example, and also,
on sale. The difference.
You know, it took me a long time to realize that a sale isn't actually a sale.
Ships are now back on sale.
It's really confusing.
It's on sale.
It's on sale, not in sale. I know. It's always a bit. Yeah, it is a bit. I mean, there's no question that StarCitizen has. They're doing stuff that no one's ever done before. So they're going to come across a lot of new things and challenges and stuff. But it's just selling to customers. I know from basic, anything you sell, anytime you create like any sort of blocker in the way between you and the customer, you're going to miss a sale to a degree. And I'm sure StarCitizen would like to reduce that as much as possible. So anyway, it was just a video.
And just to go back to Disco's point earlier, sorry, I'll stop talking about you in a second, Disco. I always tried to be fair, and I always tried to see things from both points of view, but it's just been so long now. We've been waiting for quite a while, and I will be incredibly happy when the store revamp comes. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Okay, so let's move on to which I think is the biggest topic of the week, and this is the one which we've just got information in terms of the claim system. Because everybody, Reddit and Spectrum, I mean, I've been on Spectrum. I've had my little subtle kind of sarcastic comments on Spectrum, asking about, what the hell? Like, we all knew this when we were in PTU before. The claim system, it works really well. But the truth is, until we have the ability to buy ships in game, be able to stock up on new ships, especially if you're a new player as well, even as a person who's got quite a few ships, I still have my favorites, and I still want to spawn. I would still earn them and have more than one of them. So, for example, in my case would be the Saber. I love that ship. I'll have many of them in the game. I'll earn them and keep them, because I don't want to have to wait, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. I think is it the reclaim of 40 minutes on expedited if it goes?
If you can afford it.
And it's 4K.
Yeah, it's like it's almost
4K?
Almost 5K. Yeah.
Yeah, 5K. Yeah. So I mean, I get it. It's a big ship, and they want that in the game, and I completely get it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But if the game didn't crash, like and the problem is it does quite a lot. I mean, I crashed 3 times. I spawned 3 ships. I had to pay the fee for them, all 3 of them. I have 1 cutlass. And once that's gone, I can't fly it again for 10 minutes or something like that. And, and I have to pay every time. And it's just like, that's it. It's fine. It works. Just put it in the background and change the claim value, change the claim time to 1 second or 0, like they did with the Cyclone. When they wanted us to test the Cyclone, the claim seemed to be instantaneously for that. So why can't they just make that for everything? Maybe not. I mean, I can understand the Reclaimer. I mean, that's expensive, so it's a big ship. Some of the
that's
other
where we
ones...
have the good news.
Anyway.
Disco's second point here explains the fee and why it's there, which is like, in addition, we have been developing the ability for auto rejoin. So you're joining the same server. So it makes sense that they don't want you just spawning a bunch of ships in a particular server. Which
is cool, but is that auto join? Is it actually here? Is it working? Is it in the game now?
No,
it's not. It didn't quite make the cut, but the expedited fee did.
Yeah,
but they're magic.
But they're working on it. They are working on it. Like, you can't criticize them for not.
No, you can't criticize them. No, but you can. You can. I mean, you can. You can say, well, you knew that it's not. You know that it's not in. So flip the switch back, and then when you do get it in, then switch to flip back on again. Does that make sense? I know it's not as easy as that. I'm sure it's a bit more complicated than flipping a switch, but it's just based on what I'm seeing in the PTU. You know, they've got it on, they had it on the Cyclone, so I'm like, well, it can't be too hard to do. Surely, you know, and the truth is, honestly, Reddit and like Spectrum, oh my God, like all I've seen, I've got literally so many people, like there's videos and clips of like just the wait I think someone's had here, which has got literally a wonderful one with someone just saying literally all I'm doing, what is the fun, new ship insurance, expedite, I'm just sat in Port Olisar just waiting for my spaceship. And he's done a little video of it. It's quite funny.
I was watching Flip Your Cards earlier, by the way, guys. Check out Flip Your Cards. He's brand new to streaming StarCitizen. He's a really cool guy. But he only has the one ship. And he lost it due to a crash earlier, and his stream was him sat there waiting.
Yeah, that's I only have 3. I've got a few loners.
So sorry.
I understand that entirely.
But
the wait.
Hopefully we have
there you go. Someone's done a wonderful video. If I had some time to sit and think in Port Olisar, I like the things. It looks really nice, you know. And I think we all recognize, I don't think anyone in the game, I certainly don't, everyone recognizes that we need to have claim, we need to have a time on ships. We do need these things. It's going to be part of the weight, is going to be part of the game and stuff. That's fine, and looking after your ships. But at the moment, it crashes too much. It just crashes too much.
A fun mini game is to find somebody with a reclaimer that's already on the pad and then stowing away in that reclaimer with them. That was pretty fun. I mean, I've done that a lot.
It's just thought about adding an expedited fee. I just love this guy. Just literally is clearly British, I think, because he's got the right amount of sarcasm.
What I do really we have to be fair though, because I really believe that the last few months, SIG has done, or probably about 6 months now, SIG has actually done a really, really good job of managing expectations, and they have come out and said that they're going to fix this surprisingly quickly. Like a year ago, it would be 2 months down the line, and we'd still be waiting.
No, but I think you have to recognize at the moment, like, no offense to, like, you know, like the reality is the gameplay and the game mechanics. Like we've said this before, you know, combat has been broken to a certain point, so you've lost a hell of a lot of combat pilots. I'm seeing a lot of like streamers who stream the game, they're back again for the patch, but trust me, the lack of actual real game mechanics and gameplay is kind of killing it pretty quickly. I would expect the same thing to happen again. You know, there's just not enough repetitive gameplay with an end goal in mind. Again, the game needs to buy ships in game. Honestly, that is the fundamentals of this game now. In order for this to become a game that I'm going to want to, like, new people are going to play over and over again. I love it, so I will play it. I will keep playing it. I have a deep love for this game. But, you know, for other people who haven't got that, they need a goal, and getting more ships is going to be that. And, you know, being punished and having to use your money to pay to have your ship spawn with a tag of 10 minutes or 5 minutes is not really a joy. That's a punishment. You're kind of whipping the gamer. It's like, that's not really like a reward. That's like the worst thing. So the reward is like the shiny prize at the end, which is either guns, armor, and obviously spaceships. You know, that's going to keep people coming back.
Yeah.
So
should we also clarify that yes, I think we're all enjoying ranting about it because it's been an issue since it's gone live and even on PTU. But I think we should probably point out for most of the viewers that CIG have officially commented on this and said that they are going to get a stability patch out by the end of the week that will address the expediting fee.
Yes.
So it's very soon.
A very good thing.
Yeah.
Because
very soon on the
it's
horizon.
definitely too high.
Again,
Yes.
I'm really happy that they're actually communicating this. They're doing a much better job of communicating now. Yeah. You know,
which is good. We're definitely good. I still don't think it's going to be the saving grace for the. Luckily, we've only got what 3 months until 3.2, so you know that's at least we know now we're getting these quarterly drops. They're giving us content, which is really cool. Everyone's kind of like, oh, 3.2 is the answer. No, but 3.2 is definitely, if it gives us mining, that's going to be a new game mechanic. But they really, please, like with mining coming out, not everyone's got a prospector. Do you know what I mean? Like, make it so that people can either subscribe and get a prospector, or make the prospector available to earn in game. That would be my request and my please, CRG, please, please, please. Make it so either a basic subscriber can get it or we can earn it in-game. That'll get people excited.
We talked about in the past on my stream the possibility of having every backer get 1 week access to the new ships when they go live, not just if you're doing the $20 subscription. And obviously that does take away some of the special features of the subscription. Maybe that needs to be replaced with something else. But like a 1 week trial on a ship is only going to increase potentially the number of sales that are going to go out, because you get attached to the ship, you like it, you're like, hey, I really want to buy that ship. What's the harm there?
Yeah.
To get people hooked.
Yeah. I'd probably spend a hell of a lot more money if I tried more ships.
Exactly.
You know?
If you got to fly them.
I have a problem. So
here we go. There we go. There's the picture. Someone posted someone posted the picture up here of the Reclaimer. But this is good though. I think like we said, it is good that they've responded. I think the reality is like we've all gone, holy fuck, this is crazy. I mean, we did kind of say it in the PTU, if I'm being honest, if anyone at CRG was paying attention, we did kind of say this literally for a while. I think when I was streaming it and lots of other people were streaming it, we were all saying that we hope they get rid of this. They could have saved themselves a real ball ache on Reddit and a bit of a tongue thrashing through Spectrum and stuff if they just listened. But never mind. At least they're listening now. I will move on to something a bit more exciting, shall we?
Before we move on, can I just have my little rant about the Cyclone for a second?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yes.
So here's my little rant about the Cyclone. I was really looking forward to the Cyclone. It was my favorite thing throughout the whole 3.1 PTU. And when the Cyclone had its concept sale, I bought myself the anti-aircraft Cyclone, assuming that when 3.1 came out, I would have a Cyclone as a loner. And to my surprise, when I went to go get my Cyclone, not only did I have one rover, I had two rovers and no Cyclone.
Yeah,
oh, it's coming later today.
Please.
Later today, you'll get that Cyclone.
Please, can we have the Cyclone? Please. There's the loner, thank you. That's my rant over.
Is it coming though? You are. That is actually going to be changed.
Thank you.
Today.
Oh, Disco, I love you. Thank you.
This is like in here, like mopping up everything. He's like, mop that up, mop this up. That's done. We fixed this, did that, sorted. Shut up. Brilliant. Good stuff. Good stuff. So no, but that does seem really, that was stupid. Common sense lacking. Actually, hang on. So we're trying to get rid. I don't want to have too much salt because last ATV and this week I think it's been pretty positive. So I don't want to have too much salt. But we have to do what the community is communicating and talk about it. It's all part of we equal balance as much as possible. So look. Someone posted this picture up, and I want to hear what you guys think. If you guys think, okay, so it's a pendulum. Someone posted this. Someone read it. And they're saying StarCitizen, the game balance pendulum. This was their swing. So TTK too high, missiles useless, flight model too slow, rigid, trading profits too low, claim time too high. Well, we already know about that, so we'll score the claim time thingy on both sides off. Too many bugs, and then too hard, and then he goes TK too low, missiles OP. Flight model. This is obviously very kind of narrow. In my opinion, the list should be considerably larger. But where would you guys put the pendulum swing in terms of the goal? And it's very hard as well because this is like individually we all have a different idea. This is one of the things about StarCitizen I find strange. Everyone has a different idea, but let's just kind of gauge it quickly just for 5 seconds. Where would you guys put it?
For me, I would say a bit too hard. I had an epiphany this week. Epiphany word this week. StarCitizen has missiles. I never knew that. And I discovered this and decided to start using missiles. It was amazing, and then realized immediately that they're shit and that they fly off in all directions and don't actually do anything, which means I actually have to aim with my guns, which I'm not very good at doing. So for me, the combat's a little bit difficult at the moment. I actually set up my HOTAS today just to give that a go tomorrow, so that'll be exciting. But at the moment, trading seems to be really difficult to make any money, and then on top of that, you're not getting much reward for missions either. You know, so if you want to pay those expedite fees, it's really difficult actually. So I don't know. How about you, Binary?
Yeah, I definitely think on most of those points, it's kind of on the too hard sort of side of things. Especially, look, I'm a software developer by trade, and I tend to err on the side of having polish. And obviously, in a game environment like this, it's not really possible because it's an alpha and it's never going to be polished. So that's my little thing that I need to get around myself. Claim time's obviously too high. We've addressed that. Trading, I'm really bummed with. I loved the trading from 3.0, and I know that we all knew that the trading profits were artificially high, much higher than they're going to be in the future, but holy crap, there's been a big change from 3.0 to 3.1. You could do a 100% profit trade run, so you could double your money in 3.0, and now it's like 10% per trade run. It's a very, very big difference. And the thing is, at the moment, yes, it's kind of on par with the amount of time that you spend doing one mission versus one trade run, but the risk is so much higher. When you're doing a mission, if you blow up your ship, yes, you just don't get that mission reward. If you blow up your ship when you're doing a trade run, you've lost not only the profit that you're going to make, but all of your investment of all the money that you've made so far. It's just not worth the risk at the moment.
No, the CRG seems to be the only, maybe not the only one. I'm sure there's other people do it, but it just seems to be like every other patch, they seem to take something that working, maybe not perfect, but it was still quite fun, and then just completely obliterate it. So, like, you know, if you were a griefer and you loved your EMPs, well, tough shit. They're completely gone now. They're completely nerfed into non-existence. If you liked cargo, it's nerfed into existence. And my worry is, it's like the next patch. It's like we all love the Cyclone, like jumping and doing crazy things and like going off cliffs and all the rest of it. And guess what happens? Gravity will come in, and that fucking sucker will struggle to get up a hill and be able to barely do anything. And we'll all be like, ah, the Cyclone's now ruined. Do you know what I mean? And it's like anything that's fun, it's like, nope. It's gotta go. We can't carry on the fun. It's a serious simulator, this game.
I'm just really happy that Box Hand is still a thing. It means that I can still cosplay at BritainCon as Box Hand, and people will understand what I'm doing. Hopefully, I'm just going to look like a complete weirdo.
Bring everyone back on.
Yeah, I guess like I don't know this game balance. Like again, the game is an alpha, and so I think that this is. Like it is interesting. Like yes, like when you hop into the game and you're playing this alpha build, it is difficult, but that is literally because it's an alpha. I think that's and thankfully, I mean, we're all backers, we're all supporting this game, and it's kind of our job playing this game to kind of point these things out and say, hey, you know, this is broken, or this is broken, or this is broken. And so at the moment, we're kind of testers in a way, and not necessarily players at this point in time, because the game isn't finished and it's still in development. And so I mean, that's how I look at it. Like it's like, yeah, it's a little hard right now, but at the same time, it's like this stuff will change. You know, this too will get better. And so, like for me, like it's like, yeah, okay, I see that. You know, and as long as we're logging it, you know, things are good, or you know, things are kosher, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And SIG coming out today and announcing that they're going to be putting in fixes at the end of the week really does show that they're listening. No, they are paying attention, so we can't really criticize them for that.
For sure.
And it's exciting.
Yes. And something to bear in mind as well, I know that a lot of people want to start raking in the money and hoarding all their gold like their dragons, but when they drop these patches, they're resetting stuff, I assume. So don't get too excited about your gold, boys. It's going. Bye-bye.
Don't go buy a trench coat like I did when 3.0 first came out and spend all your money on trench coats. Don't do that.
I bought a mining helmet so I'd look like a proper workman on my reclaimer.
That's awesome.
And I accidentally expedited a ship yesterday because I was spamming the button to try and claim, and then it expedited, which made me sad, and I lost all my money. So I just accept the fact I'm now a space bum.
Yeah. People ask me why am I just wearing the green spandex, and that's exactly the reason why. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to wear this for the time being and be super cash.
Do you not have the gold?
I just can't. Do I know? Why would I have the? Who has the gold? Is that only people of a certain high level? I'm concierge. I would like to think that I would have a gold gun. And do I get anything else? Do I get like a top?
To be
hat, or is
fair,
that for-
I'm loving
No,
the
no.
Easter rainbow suit. If
Oh,
we could
yeah,
keep
do
that
you
for
know
the
what?
future, that would
That
be
is cool.
amazing.
Yeah, I like that. I think
More
I like
rainbow.
the shades. I love the anodized kind of look and all the different. Yeah, very very cool. That was nice. That was definitely fun. And the so is it official then? Just before I go into this, the procedural food was an April's Fool, right?
No,
Please tell me that was an
deadly
April Fool.
serious. I watched it for
Deadly.
8 hours.
Good, right. Good, because I was like, that was. I mean, I remember we said it on the last part. I was like, really, CIG? Really? You're using your time and resources to do fried eggs. So I'm glad that was genuinely as clearly a fucking. That was good. That is good. Woo!
But I mean, parts of that food stuff was taken from the ATV. That I think they were sort of talking about some of the food.
Yeah,
So.
I think they lined it up. They queued up the April Fool quite well.
But you
It's real, confirmed.
You have to.
This food is real.
That
It's
curry.
real.
It's real, confirmed.
Okay.
That curry or whatever
Eggs
it
are
was looks awesome. Procedural
It-
curry, everybody.
I was like, that's kind of cool. If you wanted to be like, I did say before, I think we said on the show a long time ago, about having a career as a chef on board. I was thinking, I would, you could kind of see Under Siege kind of movie scene, kind of like being the chef on board the Reclaimer or something, or the Idris. And now they've obviously making it happen with procedural food.
If you can flip eggs for a living in StarCitizen, then the few will have a career in StarCitizen. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't have to worry about flying ships, because we know what happens when he flies ships. He's got 2 javelins, everybody, right? And we had to keep him away from them.
One.
Can you use the reclaimer claw to flip eggs? That's the question. Like giant eggs.
We could make
You know,
the
'cause it
biggest
is
space
pan.
egg.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
giant omelet.
The biggest.
Moving on.
Yes. So, moving on. This was a really cool picture. Now, I don't know if this is. I'm going to try and bring this up and see if I can find the video clip of this. I'm going to turn the audio off it. But this person here found the center of a. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but this is pretty cool. He found the center of a planet and it had boxes. Have you seen this?
I saw that earlier. That was really cool.
Yeah. So he's found the center and it was just loads of empty boxes. All being sucked into the center.
It's
They all fall
confirmed.
through.
It's those are all the ones that I accidentally like flipped through my Aquila.
That's
That
what
was
happens.
the Staff era.
This is where the memory leak is, people. This was the memory leak. This is where your RAM's going. It's for all these boxes that are starting the core of the worlds. This is why the game crashes, because there's just
Actually, what you'll find is somewhere on Yellow there's a well, and there's just this one NPC that just walks backwards and forwards, dropping boxes down the well. That's it.
And I thought that was a pretty cool video. That was quite a fun video. And I've never managed to do it. I know some people have done it, and it does take a bit of time to fall to the center of the planet and kind of stop.
Well,
But I haven't done it.
The
We'll try
few
it.
on a few times on his channel has gone to the center and taken a ship to the center, and because that's the gravity is pulling the center, you can walk around the outside of a ship. So it's a bit like those mag boots that we always wanted, Sig.
Yeah. I've got a question, and as we have Disco Lando here,
Crusader.
he might. Oh, if we got some CRG people here, that would be pretty cool. Because I have a big question for you guys. Okay, so I watched a couple of videos, and I've watched a few things. And Chris Roberts and CRG originally promised a release date of 2014 for StarCitizen. Haha! How funny we were to think that would be the case. And there was a terms of service clause stating that if they went 2 years over the due date, they were going to publicly release their finances to show where the money had been spent. In 2016, they snipped that piece from their terms and service right as the due date was coming. I wonder why. Question
I really
is,
hope they don't. I really hope they never publish their finance record, because you know
Yeah,
what?
no.
I don't want everybody knowing that Sandy Gardner bought a pair, so everybody rages that she bought a pair. Do you know what I mean? I don't want people knowing that Chris flew to Germany like 7 times a year, because people will rage that he flew to Germany 7 times a year. It's like,
but I'm just curious. Is that legit? I don't know, because I wasn't a backer of the game, and I was just curious if legitimately it was actually in the terms of service in 2004. I don't care if it was. Honestly, I don't really care that much.
it wouldn't be difficult to
I
find.
should care a bit, but I was just curious if that is actually genuinely true. That would be really interesting. I kind of would be curious about that one. But it's and I mean, like I said, I don't want to get too salty about it, but I have, there's a few, the longer this goes on and this kind of like lack of gameplay and stuff. I mean, I'm going to draw my conclusions at the end of this year. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to draw conclusions on this year versus, because I'll be part of StarCitizen now for 3 years. So at the end of this year, so I will going to draw like a video and then just literally just look at it all over the course of 3 years and just kind of go where we were and where we are and kind of like for like comparison and see, have we actually got anywhere, or is this being badly managed in terms of like time management and just getting the content that we need. I think for the quality of life, do you know what I mean? Like the quality of life that Chris Roberts talks about and like kind of hitting the dead. I'm really pleased that CIG has changed their tune a little bit more and are kind of no longer trying to pitch a game for everybody, but are now trying to genuinely pitch a game a bit more like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. We have to do this. We have to do this. We have to do this. So yeah, sorry, I'm just going on one, but yeah.
That was interesting. Something and I can't even remember what.
Sorry, go for it. Try and remember.
I can't remember.
What was it? What was I talking about before to trigger your? About the cost of money. About getting the money, the finances. To show where the money's been spent.
This you saying about this. This is the. I think a lot of the streamers that I talk to and I hang out with, a lot of them have said to me, for them, this is a critical year. Yeah. I think a lot of people who have been involved in this process for a long time, at the end of this year, are going to look back at the year and
draw a conclusion on it.
Pretty much. I know I am, and I pretty much said this before 3.0 came out. I need to see some sort of actual gameplay this year. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to stop until the game actually releases, I think.
See, like, I guess I'm kind of like a hopeless romantic in that sense. Like, I seeing what StarCitizen wants to do and where we're going, and having backed for so long and always like kind of dipping back in and like reading what we're doing and then pulling back out. I mean, this game is literally the most ambitious project of any game that we've seen. And I mean, not to like throw EA under the bus or anything, but when you look at Andromeda, for example, and we're talking this big, like big budget game, and it was just awful, and it was awful, and it got pushed too hard, and it was just the product was horrible, and that's what CIG is trying not to do, is they don't want an Andromeda.
I am not saying that I will go and refund or anything like that.
Right.
But the problem is, I think I have watched every ATV since the beginning of time. I've watched Wingman's Hangar, I've watched every RTV, blah, blah, blah. And when you follow the development this closely, you can burn out. What I'm saying is, I will just have to ignore the game until it's done, because I am starting to get to the point where I am starting to burn out. I need to see.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Happen.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. Because that's why I generally like, I won't necessarily watch everything on the game, so that when I come back to it, it's like a big surprise again, and it's really exciting for me. But that's just me personally. I like to be surprised. I don't want to like read up on every spoiler and then like not be shocked when I see like a new quote unquote sale. Wrong terminology, but
yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, so that was just curious. It was just a question. I was just curious if that was legit or if that was somebody, because you got to remember there's a lot of false, fake stuff out there, and I was just like, I'm just curious. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make anything, but I was just curious if that was legit.
It will be possible to find those old terms of service. Anything that goes on the internet stays on the internet, so somebody would just have to do.
Oh, and here's my other question for you guys, and for community as well, generally, and for CIG: are we in early access, or do we have a delivered product? A project, sorry, because here's the kind of like, I'm just curious, like in terms of the language and the communication that's going out there, do we have currently a delivered project that's kind of like there, Or are we still in early access? Because the reality is, if you're not happy with the game and stuff, you get people in, this is, I think, community kind of say, oh, well, you know, if you don't like it, go get a refund and all the rest of it. But then when you actually were to approach CryEngine, they would come back to you and say, well, you knew what you were purchasing. We've actually delivered a project to you. It's kind of the opposite. There seems to be kind of a bit of a confusion here. Are we early access? Are we alpha? Or, you know, so that means that we're in that and we're not actually in a delivered project, or are we in a delivered project? Curious, what do you guys think?
I see it as early access, personally. Until
So you would never tell anyone to go get a refund if they're unhappy?
No, not really.
Yeah, no, it's entirely early access. Like, this is definitely an alpha.
Whenever I have people, especially the last few days, I've had so many people come into my stream saying, oh, should I buy this game? My first response to them is, it's not a game. Like, I know it's not true, but I tell people it's a tech demo because it's the best way to explain it to people, I think. When you say game, it implies some sort of gameplay is there. And yes, you can fly about and you can shoot pirates, but, you know, there's nothing to really achieve at the moment, you know, and I don't want to get people's hopes up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it is early access. I mean, you can't really say that it's delivered in its entirety in any way. I mean, yes, we're playing / testing it, but doesn't really change that. And yeah, I had another point that I was going to make and I've completely forgotten what it was. I'll remember it in a moment. You guys go on.
So
well, I've had my rant.
Okay, I'm going to read out a question from Nut and Special, because we're going to go. Oh, by the way, guys, we don't wait to the end for questions, so we'll go through the questions as we go along. Go on, Binary, and then I'll read this question after what you're going to say.
Yeah. So essentially, the other thing is, I mean, everyone says it's not a game, but the thing is, it's not actually supposed to be a game. The way they've described it is they're going to build a universe, but it's actually designed as a sandbox. So it's a universe and we do what we want in it. We can essentially create our own fun, create our own content, our own goals. No one has to tell you, hey, you need to achieve this. You need to have this much money by this date. It's simply, if you want to be the best explorer, if you want to be like the absolute rich kingpin on the server and you've made this much money, those are your personal goals. So as a sandbox, it kind of already is delivering what it's promised, because you can go out with friends and make your own content right now.
That's all well and good. And I've seen people like the few zipping to the center of moons and making fun and driving around the moons on cyclones. But mining, I want mining and I want salvaging. Like, I have no problem making my own fun mining and salvaging and hunting down pirates who are hunting the miners and salvagers. But I need those mechanics to be there to have that fun. I can only drive and fly across a moon so many times before it starts to get old. You know,
yeah.
So
fair enough. Yeah.
Roll on 3.2. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but like I said, but roll on 3.2, but you need to make it so that everybody can have access to a prospector and not just PTU for 2 weeks. We've got then, because from 3.2 to 3.5 again. I mean, I'm being realistic. I genuinely don't think we're going to get everything they promised in 3.2. I think 3.3 and 3.4 will bring more of those things. I genuinely, if you actually break down what needs to be fixed, like there's a great, someone's put just on combat. Hang on, I've got a list. Literally, this person's just put down a list on Spectrum. I'll try and dig it out, but they've done one just on combat alone, and the amount of things that needs to be improved to make it just run better is staggering. And then they went in 3.2 to add all this new content, plus bind culling, plus all the fixes to this and that, and just like, it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry, the history proves that it can't happen. I'll be happy to be wrong. I want to be wrong, but I don't believe I'm going to be wrong.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons I think I'm going to reflect on the year at the end of the year, because I think a lot of things will slip from patch to patch. Again, I think that's one of the reasons that we were given this questionnaire. I think that was to kind of set our expectations that not everything was going to make it into 3.2. Not everything will make it into 3.3. Not everything will make it into 3.4. But as long as we have enough there, as long as we do at the end of the year have some sort of gameplay, I will be happy. And fingers crossed that we get bind culling and object container streaming before the end of the year. If those things happen, then it will whet my appetite. I'm such a weirdo, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so here we go. Trying to dig out this. Oh, it's not being found on Spectrum anymore.
Oh, is that the thing that I put in big words next to it saying this link no longer works?
Yeah. Yay! Hang on. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. No, hang on. See if I can find another one. No. All right, I'm gonna have to. It's gone. Wow. Wonder why that's gone. It did a really good. Like, they did a little rip of all the problems with flights, and it was really good.
A conspiracy theory.
Hang on. No. It's gone. Okay, fine. Fuck it. Don't worry. I can't really talk about it if I can't. If I haven't got it,
trying to hide the truth from us.
They're hiding it. It's all. They're taking it away. Now, this person, they did a really good job though of just kind of like breaking down like all the things with flight and the things that they think they weren't working very well, and I just it was really really good, and it was on Spectrum. I might be there. Someone find it or whatever. But it's so annoying. So yeah, it's got. Fuck it. Never mind. Move on.
Let's not talk about it.
But that's the thing. The truth is, there's just all of that plus other things to come in. So I do feel that they need to give people access to. If mining gets in, I really hope. I believe that's the push. They want mining in. They get mining in. Gets a new gameplay mechanic. Enable the prospector for everybody to be able to get it.
Hang on a second though, because this is something I've been discussing in my stream. Sorry,
we're testers. We're game testers. We're backers.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Everyone.
But something to bear in mind is because just because we're getting mining and salvaging, don't think we're going to be able to use a prospector, and don't think we're going to be able to use the reclaimer for doing those things. We're going to be out there with little fucking hand drills, excuse my language, drilling into rocks, grabbing onto rocks and putting them into backpacks. I'm telling you.
That's what you think. You don't think it will actually. So you think the prospector that's been with us since when's the prospector was with us? 3.0 or was it? Yeah, 3.0.
Yeah.
So we've had the prospector since 3.0. We're going to be 2-3 patches, ignoring all the other ones. So 3.1, 3.2. Yeah, so 2 patches. Sorry, I'll say 3 because we'll include 3.0. 3 patches with the prospector, and you're saying that it's not going to work.
Who knows? Do you really think the reclaimer will work for salvaging from the get-go?
No, I don't think salvage is going to work.
I just want to arm wrestle reclaimers. Like, that's just what I want to do. I want it so that we can move the arm out, so I can just have some like Fight Club style arm wrestling tournaments with the reclaimers to see who wins. Like, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yes, I agree.
The fuse will sort that out. Arm wrestle. I wonder if you'll be able to get bigger claws attachments.
You can never have a big enough claw.
I don't know.
Put like a little glove on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Little like a boxer glove.
You can have just like a little claw. I just want to have a little claw, or someone might be like, I want a really big claw. So if you can have different laser, maybe you could change it for a cannon or a gun or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh my god.
All right. Okay. So the question. All right. Let me get to the question. So the question was from Nut Special. He says, after Squadron 42 is released to the general public, and does not match the financial success of Wing Commander, is it going to be a failure of the project? That does not have to do with anything to do with the backers only being purchased by non-backers who were Wing Commander fans or new fans. I think you're just basically saying if Squadron 42 isn't financial success, is it a failure? What do you get?
It's already been a success because, like, even if you took like a quarter of the income from StarCitizen and gave that to Squadron 42, it would have still been more successful than a lot of games that you see on Steam.
I mean, personally, let's wait until we see it and it's out, and then if it is, if you want me to guess, like, I don't think it will be. I think Squadron 42 is going to be amazing. Honestly, I think it'll be amazing.
I'm very hyped for Squadron 42.
It will.
I am very hyped for it.
I think it's going to be awesome. We've got an amazing cast of actors. It looks great. I mean, just that small section where we saw just some of the guys talking and interacting with you at the kind of the bridge deck and stuff, and we've seen the I always forget the gentleman's name from, I think it's Ian something from Game of Thrones, where we saw him talking. I was blown away. I honestly, I think it's going to be superb. But
I really
if
hope
it is
I really just hope we see Gimli walk up with a big shotgun and say, "And my axe."
there's more.
I'll be happy.
There's more to success than just financial return. You know, look at Blade Runner. Blade Runner did not make a financial return in the cinema, the first one and the second one, but they are fantastic films and set the standard.
I really don't think StarCitizen is going to be as huge as a lot of StarCitizen fans think it will be, personally.
Oh, really? That's disappointing.
I don't think it will. I think it's a very, very niche product. I think even Squadron 42, I think, is quite niche.
Sci-fi in general tends to be kind of small in comparison to, in terms of popularity, and in comparison to other types of video games, especially like Battle Royale currently. That one's really popular. I hope it's big, though. I mean, Mass Effect was pretty big, so...
I think that it will get good reviews, but I don't think it will have a huge fan base. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope everybody proves me wrong.
I hope so, too.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I hope so. I mean, I think it's... Yeah, honestly, I think we'll judge it later, but just judging financially I don't think is the right way. I think we should judge it on the quality of the content rather than the actual financial return. That's just my view on it. Nuts. Next question is from Sexy Coco. It says, if you could make a concept ship and get it approved, what feature purpose would it have? Well, I know mine, but I'll let the other people talk whilst I grab you a really cool picture of it.
What was the question?
So you guys,
I was too busy looking at chat.
If you could make a concept ship and get it approved, what features and purpose would it have?
Disco balls.
All right.
It would literally be a disco ship, just an entertainment ship for 70s style discos. Then I'll be happy. How about you, Tiki? Look at
well, I'm a very big fan of my little prison pods and my Avenger, and so if I had my way, I would have a giant like prison station or prison ship just floating, like prison ship that you can arrest people and throw them
like
in there.
from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, just this giant floating like like make them work in the mines. And
I didn't picture that would be Tiki's thing, like, you know, kind of prison kind of thing going on here.
It suddenly got really kinky. Wow,
yeah,
Tiki.
I'm looking handcuffs.
Handcuffs,
and...
like, you know, like
wow.
when the Reclaimer was first released, my whole idea was putting people in the little people pods in the Avenger, and then reclaiming the Avenger with the people in the people pods. And so I was like, that'll be what I do. And then but if I could have my own ship, it would be, you know, and they'd have to pay to get out, you know. I'm just saying.
I'm just changing your name to Mistress Tiki. Give me a second.
You've really opened my eyes this evening, Tiki. I've learned an awful lot about you in a very short space of time.
Wow.
That flower, you tried to make yourself look all innocent, but...
Wow.
Wow. Crikey.
Yeah.
How about you, Patrick?
Binary.
Well, apologies for continuing the slightly suggestive theme, but I really like sticking ships into other ships. Any of you who have watched my streams, you'll probably see that I do like cramming things in. And I really like the idea of a pocket carrier and having a couple of levels. So you could have a level that's dedicated to ground vehicles. You could have a level that's dedicated sort of maybe double height to actual ships. And you could basically just carry them across the universe and, yeah, have all your crew on board the ship ready to take out whatever vehicles or ground you'd need at any particular point. And just as interesting side note, you can fit 16 dragonflies into a Cutlass Black.
Wow, that's impressive. That's
wow.
I was there.
I
was enjoying putting ships into ships as well. That was quite fun.
Yeah.
Or vehicles. It was quite enjoyable.
We all like docking deep down inside.
We do like docking. Yes, we do. Moving on. So let's move on. This is my... Anyone that's here before, I'm going to post it again. This is my one. I want the mask buzzard. an adaptation of this to be a Vandal. I want this to be the Vandal. This is my concept. This is the concept. I think that this would be a sick ship. If you had 3 people, you could actually separate the vehicle. Separates off into 3 parts. You have the middle section splits off into a flying kind of vehicle, and then you have 2 land-based kind of bike-type wheeled vehicles that separate off, and then you would basically attack. So it could either be like a Nomad style or a Vandal style ship, or whatever. So it kind of like, yeah, and you can have all 3 of you kind of reconnect together, or do all that kind of stuff.
Can't even do a docking collar. You
very,
think 3,
I know.
3
I know.
moving
Very
vehicles
Power
is a good
Rangers.
idea.
Very good.
Yeah, I think that would be a very cool concept ship. So make it happen. Also, I just love it because it reminds me of being a kid again, which is quite fun. It's all about being a kid. Right. Next question was, who do we have here? This one is from Major Payne. He says, we had so much fun without the moons and other things. It was pure dogfighting. Thank you for the statement. It was indeed. Moving on to the next question. 3. I'm sure it'll get fun again, Major. Don't worry. I had some fun killing Moist the other day, which was quite amusing. He
Never
thought
happened.
It would be fun. He thought it would be fun.
I didn't see it happen, so it didn't happen.
He was escorting. You were escorting the few in his Gladius.
I was flying
above him.
Okay.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, he decided to suddenly open fire on poor the few, whilst I was just lounging. I had managed to finally caught up with them and lounging above, and I was like, "Ooh, I now have an excuse to blow up the Moist." Boom! And so yeah, he didn't last very long, which was quite amusing. So yeah, he was like, "What did you say to me afterwards?"
That there were missiles in StarCitizen this week.
you were like, yeah, that's always the worst thing. Any new kind of dogfighter, just literally don't rely on the missiles. Don't trust them. Just focus on gunfire and learn that first, and then move to missiles later. You want to be proficient with the weapon, the lasers and bullets, whatever, first before you go to missiles. Trust me, okay? It's lazy. We'll do. I'll make you a good pilot soon. Well, exactly. I know. He's literally just like done everything I despise. Literally. Oh.
Every time we go out together, I'm bringing the Retaliator.
He's bringing the Retaliator. I'm looking forward to take. Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, next question is from 3-week-old tuna salad. I believe this is right. Let me just get this right. I think I'm getting the names right. 3 weeks on chair. Given that getting personal outposts is planned, will it be possible to build, short of renting, hiring, owning a Pioneer, to make one for you? Could I lease an outpost or ship later in the game / distant game release? Disco Lando is the best. Suck it, Jaylee Kappa. Well, someone's a fan. Poor old Jaylee. So yeah, so do you want me to read that again, or are you okay with
Yes,
that?
please. I was too busy sending love to Disco in chat.
Given that getting personal outposts is planned, will it be possible to build, short of renting, hiring, owning a Pioneer, to make one for you? Could I lease an outpost or ship later in the development? Okay, so you're like almost like it's pre-owned, and you kind of maybe just you don't have to build, you can't change it as such. You can just, I guess, own it or lease it or something. What do you guys think?
Well, I just happen to work for SIG. I'm Moist Noodle CIG, and the answer is yes.
Oh, awesome! Confirmed.
There we go.
Confirmed. Right now.
We don't know, but it would be really nice, I think, to rent from other people. But then we might end up with that whole thing where London is mostly not owned by
You're gonna have a planet full of renters. Planet full of renters,
so
and there'll be one person who owns the planet.
What will happen is Test will own most of the
Exactly,
universe.
Test Squadron.
We'll just be renting from Test.
This is not a good thing. I will be blowing up most of them if I can. No, I think it would be kind of cool to earn it rather than having a Pioneer, but we'll wait and see. I honestly, they haven't even got fueling working yet, so let alone how they're going to figure out how a Pioneer is going to build things. I really wait and see. Wait and see. When that one comes out, it'll be another massive ship that can't do anything. Are
we sort of overlooking the fact that you can sort of ask someone or hire them, essentially someone who has a Pioneer, to go and build you an outpost? Because that's a pretty obvious solution.
There you go. Boom. destroyed by binary
Contractor. There you go. That's another job now. You can be a space contractor.
He's smart. Binary loop.
He's smart, but it still comes back to the fact that you'll hire this person to bring the Pioneer, and you'll go, "Ooh, this is really pretty," but nothing happens. Would you? Okay, so the next question is from Kraken Jr. I believe this is right, and he says, "Would you advise Chris Roberts to approach EA or Activision and ask them to become the new StarCitizen publishers?" Never.
We don't need a publisher.
What?
They
No.
can publish themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think they're kind of basically they're saying is that I think their point is that we complain we're complaining about not complaining we were just pointing out certain things and talking about money and all the rest of it, and he's saying, you know, the flip side of that would be you go to a publisher and, you know, there's all the problems with that, you know, EA, Activision. I completely understand that point of view. You know, EA can suck balls in my opinion. I think they're one of the worst destroyers of gaming companies. I'm already just the fact that I was furious over Visceral Games and what they did there. So and other things as well. So Star Wars franchise has been trashed by EA for so long.
I was about to say we'd have loot boxes and all kinds of stuff.
God no. Well, we've got macro boxes at the moment. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, no, I just like, could you imagine like ship loot boxes? Like you could get one of these ships, and it's always just the Aurora.
Yeah.
Actually, Madness, our ships don't come in boxes.
No, this is true. I wish they did. Maybe they could come in like a metal box for like, you know,
And it opens with confetti
£200
and stuff.
Yes. Cool animation or something.
Disco, make it happen.
This guy's gonna make it happen.
And more StarCitizen in all of those boxes.
Yeah. So
Awkward silence.
I'm gonna go through the questions and try and make sure I get the names right this time.
Does anybody actually like StarKitten?
Yes,
Do you actually like you though?
I do. I love StarKitten. I want cute things in the game. I want pink, adorable things. I want my reclaimer to be a giant, pink, adorable little bug. That is what I want.
That's not what I was expecting from Mistress Tiki.
No,
I think it's adorable. I got the little shirt, like the little StarKitten shirt in the game. I'm really excited. Whenever it gets put in game, my character's only wearing that forever. But no, I love Hello Kitty though, and so like StarKitten was just like, like it was everything. It was everything to me. But yes, no, I want girly things in the game too, like the
What, like girls?
Like, I mean, not against it. You know,
Sorry.
it would be.
Like,
It'd be
Did
nice
I
to
just
have
trigger
girls.
you, Madness? I'm sorry.
No, not really. I think I agree. We
Just
need
like,
girls
you know,
in the game.
cute things that, you know, I don't know, like I thought the little like StarKitten like pink like dragonfly the bike was really cute. It was so cute. Really
I think I love it for totally different reasons, because someone was in a ship the other day and I wanted to spawn my pink dragonfly as quickly as possible so that I could get up and try and kill them, and then literally embarrass the shit out of them on like, we need VoIP so they can just be like, you got, because it's just it's so
like Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
When we were gloating, and then as we were sailing away gloating, we sank.
Yeah. Well, you know, that could be a thing for sure. But I'm gonna have a pink saber, that's for sure. And I think that there should be a squadron of. There must be someone who's done a StarKitten squadron or something. I think it would be hilarious.
We could have an organization called the Pink Ladies.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I would love it.
Everyone,
I'm in.
but you got to be deadly. Like, we have to train everyone not to be super deadly, though. You got to be like the deadliest of the deadliest, you know, because it's just so much. Yeah, to be terrified of, like, oh my god, the pink ladies have arrived.
You can all be in your pink. You can all be in your pink sabers, and just me in the middle in my big pink disco ship. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god. Yes.
It's gonna happen.
Run. It is something. It is gonna happen. It's gonna promise. It's gonna be the war. It's gonna be just like pink everywhere. Everywhere. Next question.
My question
from Coco.
I just want to add a quick question onto the end of that is, has anyone ever, like this obviously addressing the male population, has any of you guys actually been able to convince your partner, girlfriend or wife to play StarCitizen solely on the fact that there's a StarKitten dragonfly in the game?
Oh, hell no.
I'd be very curious and love it so much if it actually happened.
I did have, who was it? I was talking to a streamer recently who had just got their girlfriend into it because one, he promised that women were coming, and two, there was a Star Kitten dragonfly. So yeah, it has happened. I can't remember who that was.
Nice.
Moving on.
This is true. Question from Coco, I believe. The question is, what's your favorite ship?
Oh,
Oh,
now,
wow.
to use or to look at?
What's your favorite ship? That's the question. I don't know what you can read into it however you want, but the question is, what's your favorite ship?
Or to be inside? To be inside the Reclaimer, to look at the Retaliator, to fly the Super Hornet, I think.
Okay. Mine's the Sabre. I love it. Every time it's my go-to ship. It's the Sabre all the time. I love it. It's just feels good. Cockpit's amazing. It's powerful. It can wreck things. It's not as strong as other ships. It's, it's vulnerable at times, but that's what I like about it. It's not it's a great ship to fly.
I'm gonna buy a Sabre. How about you, Patrick?
I am quite impartial to my freelancer. I really quite like it. However, I just picked up a Carrack, so I can join the Carrack is love movement.
Yay, Carrack is love. Carrack is life.
I really like my Avenger. Like, I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but I love that ship, and it's the one I drive. Like, I have an Aquila, and I've got now the Reclaimer, but the Avenger is she's my baby. I don't know.
So,
like, I just got so attached to that ship.
Are you excited or are you disappointed by the new rework?
I haven't looked up anything on the new rework because I wanted to be surprised.
Okay, fair enough. Because we saw it in the Squadron 42 demo, and I personally think it looks awesome. And I actually bought an Avenger again after seeing that demo. So it gets bigger. Moving on.
Okay, moving on. So we'll carry on. So let's see what else we've got to talk about. We talked about the cargo money, the cost of money. We've talked about, do you know what? Bug Smashes this week. What I normally like, when Bug Smash is on, they always cover bugs I've never experienced. It's like, I haven't had that happen to me. Where's that happened to me? That's never happened. And then finally, this week, out of 2 years, the first one that I honestly was like, oh my God, this is so cool, was the landing, getting off of landing. And I cheered and clapped and was just like, yes! And they fixed it. They fixed getting off pads. It was such a relief, and I was so happy.
I literally said the day before that happened, I cannot wait until the day we see a Bug Smashes where they fix this bug. And then not only did they fix the bug, that was the Bug Smashes for the week.
Yeah.
So,
no, it was just so good. So good. I was elated. It's like there's only been 2 bugs that I hate the most. The one was the body bug way back in 2.5 when you were playing in Arena Commander, and you would have, I think it was 2.0, 2.5, you'd have the body bug where your body would just, somebody else's dead body would spawn in your ship, and it would move around inside the ship, and you could never see anything. And the craziest thing was I would play this game for hours, like doing combat. And I would have like 3 or 4 bodies literally floating around in my ship, and like legs, and but I still played it because the combat was so good, and they fixed it, and I don't play AC anymore because the combat is shit, which is really sad. So get that flight combat fixed, please, CIG. Bring it back to where it was, fast and fun and really good, and ESP worked and all that good stuff. So actually, here we go. Have you guys seen this? Board Gamer had this. I didn't see this before, and I'm just going to quickly chuck this across now. Have you seen this, guys? This is Unreal Engine, so it's not StarCitizen engine, but I don't know if we talked about it. Hang on, wait for it.
Do you mean Lumberyard?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
this thing's amazing.
Yeah. This is the same guys that do ours.
Yeah, and it's acted by Andy Serkis.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned it the other week, but I didn't have the video, so I've got the video now, and I was just like, wow. Like, really wow.
Really gives me hope for the Vandal acting.
It's far too late. Yeah, I know VCK is very hard for the Unreal. And the truth is, they would have to modify the VR, the U1, anyway. You know, it is what it is, right? But the fact is, I think this is just, I was just like blown away by this. Honestly, I was like, what?
Board just said, have you got the split view one? So I'm assuming that's with Andy Serkis.
No, I haven't. I only just grabbed this one quick. I only just grabbed this one quick off of you, Board, because I hadn't seen it before, and I watched your video, and I was like, "Ooh, that's cool." But yeah, it was amazing, amazing. What's he got? Have you got it?
Yeah, I haven't seen the split one, so I'd be quite keen to see it, to be fair. But it is like, it actually gives you a sense of emotion. I've got the linky here. 1 second. I'll pop it in.
Oh, he's got it.
For you.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's given it to me.
Oh, there we go.
Twitter. Oh, you ledge Board. Thank you so much, dude. Wait for it. I'll bring it across. Here. Go. Look at that!
Oh, that's incredible. Wow.
Yeah. But and this is the same studio that does the StarCitizen one. It's not the same engine, but it's the same studio. So I expect, like Board said, I expect ours to be of equal quality, fidelity. You know.
Looks just like.
But this is it's just like wow. And this was like, I remember I think we mentioned it last week on the podcast, but I didn't have the video footage, but I have it now, and I was just like, wow,
that's so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah. So I mean, like, can you imagine? Like, here's the thing: is I'm looking at that's Andy Serkis talking, and I'm like when we have the VoIP, the faceover IP and stuff. Like, if they can get this going on, and like, I'm not being funny, but I want to be an alien. That's all I'm saying. I really want to be an alien. I don't want to be a human. I want to be a freaking alien. So I like, you know, maybe like hold back a little bit on it, maybe not get it out just yet and make it that good, because I'll be like literally demanding to be an alien.
Something to bear in mind is that don't expect the VoIP tech to be this good.
No.
Okay, the cameras that we're going to be using at home are going to be nowhere near as good as.
It'd be like aliens, like doing horrible, weird grins and all sorts of weird things. Yeah. But that was just something I saw, and I was like, "Fuck me, that's amazing. That is amazing." And then let's go to reverse the verse. So regarding reverse the verse, hang on a second, because my wife thought it would be fun to do the washing at the same time as doing the podcast. So
that's fine. We're happy to listen to your washing machine. Do you want to move your microphone a little bit closer? Madness.
Can I throw my laundry in as well? Because I've got a load that needs to be washed. If we're,
I got some crusty underpants that need to go in. Oh, welcome back, Madness.
Don't you just love it? Yeah, I heard. You know, when you talk, I hear everything, right? Just so you know.
Oh, I forget.
It's Bluetooth. The headphones come with me. Yes, you're more than welcome to throw your laundry. Postage and packaging will cost more than the goods themselves and the process. I take a leaf out of CIG's webpage.
It's worth it. Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. So the verse, I enjoyed. It was fun. It was all fun and games, and everyone was just being funny.
It's like a marathon.
I love the. I just like the fact that this reminded me a lot of like the old school kind of like wing command. You know, like when you're saying about the wing hang. What's it called? Wing hanger? Wingman's hanger?
Wingman.
Yeah. I was losing my brain then. And you know, when it's just fun. It's nice to see them all just messing around. I mean, to be honest, they should be hard at work on 3.3, but still, it's nice to see them messing around. Not allowed breaks, guys. Whoosh, whoosh. They're like eating the hot sauce.
Look at Jaylee's face.
Oh my god. Literally, like, yeah.
I don't pay them to eat chicken.
Yeah, I'm just skipping. I've already given 3.3. That's what it is. Skip 3.2.
Yeah, this is like an episode of Hot Ones. Exactly.
Just Jaylee's face. You just literally just look at him. It's just suffering. They're all suffering. So yeah, it was really. I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing them. I think they're, at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of dudes, right? And
yeah,
having a laugh. and dudettes, dudes and dudettes, just having a laugh. It's all about the fun. And I think there was another one. What was the other one? I had another one. Oh, this one. This was brilliant. Josh, I want this cup. I think we all demand
Josh
this cup.
Is a legend.
We all deserve the old.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've got the audio on him. Hang on, have I got the audio where he says something?
Action. Hi, I'm Josh Coons. I work at CAG.
Such a dude. Such a dude.
This is bullshit. And it's a CIG cup. I was like, where is that cup? And why isn't it on the merchandise store?
I need it. I need it.
It needs to be
Thank
on
you.
the merchandise store. So good. So good. But yeah, it was a fun. I enjoyed it. Josh is cool. He's done a great job on the Phoenix. I'm looking forward to. I'm guessing he must be close to finishing it and moving on to something else. So I'll be interested to see what his next.
Maybe that could be my disco ship.
What his next ship is. So yeah, that would be kind of cool. I'm sure there's more than just Josh. There's lots of other great artists.
King
there.
Ships says Josh Coons is just a paid actor. He's not even a developer.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense. He's literally just paid. And then we'll go into ATV. So we'll go through this now. We've got the. This was dope. This was cool. This was really, really cool. So this week ATV was really strong. I think I really loved it. So we got the Bengal. So everyone hold on to your pants and your panties, because this was the Bengal. I was like, holy shit, that's huge. I mean, a few issues with the frames, but that's nothing new. So we'll go back to it again, so just to give another demo of the Bengal again. What were you guys' thoughts? Don't worry, there's no audio. You can talk over it, guys.
Can't wait to crash it into
I can't
a
wait
planet.
to crash into it.
I mean, that gives you an idea of the size of it next to. I mean, what's that? That's
Look
an
at the
Idris, right?
guns.
Look at this, 2 guns.
Idris-sized railguns sounds like fun.
Wow. Oh, wow. Whoops. Yeah, exactly. Those guns. What size are those guns? I don't know, CG Master. I don't know what size those guns are, but goddamn, they're big. They are
You've got to think, what actually does an Idris-sized gun fire? I think it's quite likely they fire Auroras.
Yeah.
Baby,
Load up
baby
the Aurora
unicorns.
LNs. We're out of sea hulls.
Honestly, it's just. I want to see what one of those guns does to an Aurora. Poof! Literally
Yeah, just disappears.
It's just gone.
And the shot just carries on going.
Yeah.
and then takes on another. Like how many ships, how many Auroras all packed together it takes to destroy. I mean, I just can't get over how massive the ship. Honestly, I'm like, how are you gonna how can they even get this game in? They can get this game in with people to run it. Like, how many people do you think it's going to take to run a Bengal? And then, the server will literally be just one Bengal and everybody on board just going, woohoo, party time!
It'll be the party server.
Yeah. I can imagine CIG literally saying, right, guys, we're launching a Bengal server now, so everybody want to jump in queue, get in queue, and then everyone just spawns onto the Bengal and just kind of has fun fighting in a pre-programmed roleplay where they take on maybe a Vandal ship or something. It's so
okay.
big.
Server meshing is coming.
Yes.
Do you think? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well,
yet.
they couldn't implement a ship of this size without server meshing. That's pretty clear. But I wonder if they're going to have to divide up portions of the ship still within different servers, even with server meshing. It's like you go to the front left section of the ship and that's handled by one server, and then you walk a little bit further back, or you take the monorail and that switches to another server.
Yeah,
server meshing
monorail
for every room.
Can we see the monorail?
yeah. Monorail's coming up. That's what I was going to say. That's the next thing. That's just crazy.
Dribble.
I was about to say, is the monorail in the Bengal? Does it have its own train?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
'Cause then I'm all on board. Then I want one. It's gonna have its own train.
So it's the train. There it is. It's
Oh my god!
And there are cells on there.
Yeah.
Tiki.
Oh my
I know how much
God.
you like cells.
I do. This is my
goes
dream
to
boat.
the cells.
My dream space boat. Oh my gosh.
It's
At the low price of only 20,000 US.
They're not actually selling the Bengal though, are they?
No.
It can only be found in game. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No. They're not selling. This is the next thing that I just couldn't get over again. Like this is the Shubin's. I named it. I can't remember it off the top of my heart. What do I call it? It's called Shubin Archon Station, and this is going to have a rail of it as well because it's so big. Like again, to give you an idea of scale, that there I believe is an Idris approaching it on the left-hand side, and that's a capital ship, and that's the size of the station. It's fucking huge. This is, I'm like, what? And so yeah, so we're gonna. I would be curious if they're going to implement this as well into Port Olisar. Maybe do a rework Olisar and implement this so we can go from Strat A, Strat B, Strat C, and all that stuff.
Port Olisar has to go. They've already said it's going.
Oh, they're getting rid of it and they're going to replace it with
as we
like a
know
truck stop or something. Okay. Okay.
What?
Just for the record,
it's really old. It's unoptimized, so it has to go and be replaced with new stuff.
Just for the record, I really hope that there is some sort of semblance of Port Olisar in the final game, even if it's sort of a revised version. It's got to be there, just for the memories.
I think I said it to you before. I would love for them to just turn it into a wreck somewhere, just a floating wreck.
That's kind of the vote.
I didn't like that. It's horrible.
We could all just sit around float around a table pretending to drink beer. Do you remember the good old day, boy?
Just walking through. Like, this door doesn't work now, just like it when it never used to. Yay!
My favorite spawn room was the one where it had a little roll of toilet paper. That was my favorite little spawn area in Olisar.
So yeah, so we'll pause it there and we'll go back. So that was the Bengal. The beast is the Bengal. See if we've got any questions whilst you guys talk about the Bengal. So who owns a Bengal? No one.
Nobody, because you can't buy them. But I know that the few has two javelins.
Let's see, I'm gonna say this right now. Nobody could own a F8 or whatever it was, the F8 Lightning. Okay, and then they made a civilian version. So who's to say they won't do a civilian version of the Bengal? They said no now, but
yeah, I don't trust
never say
anymore.
never. I don't trust them. I'm sorry.
They burned me with the Nox Q. Never again.
Yeah, LTIs. They go LTIs. We're not going to do limited ships. Blah blah blah. We're going to make this limited, and then all of a sudden, bang! Guess what? Surprise, surprise! These ships are suddenly available again on LTI. So I just don't. I really, if they get by the end of the year the server meshing that you guys are talking about, and it works, and it can hold big numbers and do stuff, I wouldn't be surprised eventually if the Bengal is available to buy. Honestly. It's like 10 grand. People will buy it. Some people will buy it. I guarantee it. People will buy it.
Yeah, like the few.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, your device is not available. You've broken yourself. Well done.
Okay. Oh, that might happen.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, it might happen. I think it's been plugged into probably a USB conflict or something. It's conflicting with something else. That might happen again. I'll try not to move anything.
No wiggling. No wiggling.
Yeah, don't wiggle any wires. Oh, okay. So this was really cool. Like, I'm a big Vandal fan. I can't wait for alien stuff. This was the Vandal turrets and the FX guns. This was really nice.
Oh, this was nice.
I was just saying, this looks super clear. I like the fact they showed you the scale as well, so you got an 8-foot, whatever it is, Vandal.
What an erection.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, hopefully those turrets will work.
Wow.
Yeah, let's not get carried away.
Look at it come out.
Again. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's satisfying.
Yeah. It's very,
I love how they give us a little Vandal for scale.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. And they're showing us again the kind of the VFX, the kind of the gun explosions, a bit more alien and stuff, which is great. So I'm not quite sure.
I'm really curious to know what that ring of fire is for.
This is interesting. Looks like See, what's that launching? Is that torpedoes?
Looks
or
like
is that?
Ship-to-ship
like
weapons, I thought they said.
I was just looking at it, kind of wondering what they were, because then they look like they almost like barbs. That like the barbs of them are going to open up again or something, or kind of. Yeah, it's just really interesting. It looks like this. Just looking one more time. Yeah, they look like they almost want to split open again.
Yeah,
and kind of impale themselves onto the ship. So yeah, I'm really interested to see all the Vandal weapons. I want to see more. Oh, I want to see. God, I want to see more. And then there was which one was there? There was. Oh yes, here we go. I'll open up a couple more. Let me open up a few, and then we can
talk. This was lovely. That was so sexy.
Yeah. So this is Tron / just whatever. So this is the Xi'an. So this is their internals of some of the larger Xi'an ships and stuff. So very excited to see this stuff again. Like alien stuff is just drop dead gorgeous. So check the VOD bomber. They got cluster warheads. Nice. That makes I've seen the car and I've seen the videos of like the Kingship and dropping tons of stuff. So yeah, that makes sense. I know that they have because they've got the shipboarding stuff as well. So the Vandal, so they've got like the one that kind of like drills into the side of the ship and kind of makes you board and stuff, like boarding ship. It's pretty cool. But we'll wait and see if that actually is a thing.
That last thing that we saw, can you go back a little bit?
What the console?
Yeah, because it kind of reminds me of like the coffin sarcophagus thing from the Alien movie.
This one here.
Yeah.
Like, is it a gun? Is it a gun? Is it a ride? Is it a heads-up display? What is it?
Well, it kind of looks like a sarcophagus or something. It's like there might be somebody in it or something. I don't know.
But this looks like it's
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not.
I feel like it's a weapon.
Yeah, I think it looks like a weapon.
A gun? Yeah, but it looks like it should be a gun, but I think it's internal though. It's not an Why would it be an internal weapon?
Bet it's a glitter bomb. Those are the worst weapons ever.
Yes. I thought it was like more of a touch to open a door or something. Maybe like you kind of put your hand on it to open. It opens the door and scans you or something. That's kind of what I thought it was.
Pretty sure we can defeat the Vandal with nothing but glitter. They'd be hoovering for days.
Wow. No, but it's really cool. But what I loved about this is obviously because they've got the anti-gravity tech and stuff, and the way everything kind of like slides over. It reminds me, and this is kind of one of my things. Like was from the movie. Like I was a kid, I went to watch this film in the cinema. And it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
From Stargate, and when the helmets do all the kind of the folding stuff, like it just reminded me of that. And I know Chris Roberts is a big movie dude, and he likes his sci-fi references and stuff. So that kind of anti-gravity tech, I kind of feel like it would be super cool. Yeah, I was just like, I literally want armor that does that. I will be super chuffed if they can do armor which kind of folds away and disappears.
Well, they've shown some helmets that are like a basic folding mechanic. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that we probably will get some helmets like that, like more complicated.
You think? I'm sure we will. We have to. I just want to get like more alien kind of armor because I've always said, like we've talked about it before. I just feel the armor at the moment, as nice as it is, it's just a bit predictable. It's a bit, it just feels a bit bland, and it's kind of like not kind of just sexy enough. Whereas I think the alien bring all the sexy stuff.
If they make a trench coat version, I'll be very happy.
Oh yeah,
bring a trench coat. Does there have to be leather, PVC, rubber?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And it has to fold away that way.
Okay. Yes, mistress.
Yes, she is definitely like, I'm like, you're welcome anytime. This is just 3 things. So this was the combat. So they're improving. So we'll go back to that one quickly. So they're improving the kind of, looks like the overall kind of combat, I think it was, they were saying.
That's
kind of
them showing off the lasers. I'm really
the lasers.
Those new lasers.
That was it. The lasers and stuff.
Yeah.
Look pretty cool. I mean, they're still struggling to hit anything. Oh no, overcorrection. Oh no, I can't hit anything. But It's cool. I love the fact that you'll have. I mean, that's the big thing for me. When we have the big space battles and you have the different weapons going off all next to each other, so you'll have somebody with a rapid laser fire going, and then somebody with maybe a scattergun, and then somebody with like just a single fire laser, or somebody in the turrets going. Doo, doo, doo. You know, I can't wait to see it visually. It's going to be incredible. But the combat needs to work well. It can't be shit because no one will do it. It's not just a film. It is a game. It needs to work. The next thing they showed was, wait for it because he's talking, the takedowns.
So cool. I can't wait to grapple with somebody in 0G.
Oh my gosh, 0G grappling, yeah.
I wonder if that'll have an effect on, they'll have different like things to do for 0G takedowns.
Well, just wrap your arms and legs around them and then just like choke them. That's the sort of thing I can see Tiki doing.
Yeah. Whip with a whip.
But what that like, you know, like it's the cool Vandal whip, you know, like it's
got, obviously,
like, it's got to be cool.
Really
9
expensive.
tails.
Yeah.
9 tails. Where was it? Yeah, and then we got the new shader. They showed us the improved, because everyone's. I mean, like we all have seen the skin, and we've all kind of commented that it's a bit, ignoring the zero stuff.
Moist.
It's a bit wet. Yeah, shiny.
Moist. Thank you.
It's definitely a bit wet. Yeah, definitely moist. That's for sure. So they've done a new shader pass and stuff, and I think it looks. You know, it wasn't terrible before, but it's better. I kind of was like, I was looking at it going, so this is old shader, new shader. Let's see if I can do it, so I can half it. So what do you guys think? There you go. That's about halfway. It's not really great, but it's hard.
I think from that angle it's not so great. I think from the other angle, when you can see how wet he looks.
Yeah, because I was about to say it just looks like he lost his tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if we've got another angle. Yeah, like
If you remember,
look how shiny he is. Look, there he is. Look, shiny.
In 3.0, looking at, I haven't looked that close to the NPCs now, but everybody looked really moist in 3.0, which I wasn't complaining about.
Just a lot of oils, you know.
Yeah.
Some acne problems. They're patching it out.
Shader.
Yeah.
I think also they've been working a lot on the lighting a little bit to try and bring everything a little bit. I mean, it has been kind of, some people commented on the StarCitizen, as they've referred to the game, you know, where everything is just super, super dark in the game. So, you know, there has been some trying of improvements, I think, to try and lighten everything a little bit more so you see stuff. But it definitely looks a little bit more like they've been talcum powdered.
A little bit, yeah. That's what I was like, well, they definitely haven't gotten much sun.
To be fair, they all live in space.
Yeah,
so...
exactly.
Yeah, I think they've been obviously looking at all the streamers and probably trying to get our skin color. Because pretty much most of us barely get daylight, I think, and just spend all day long inside in dark rooms.
We're their ideal humans.
Exactly. We all pretend. We're all fake our skin with skin tones and shaders and all sorts. Like the reality is we're all vampires. And that was ATV. Yeah. Oh, and then that's right. That was ATV in terms of the studio report, and then the next section of ATV was talking heavily about AI combat. So I'm just going to show briefly because I just have this running in the background for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to come back to chat. Basically, it's just improvements to the AI. So they were making everything. The main priority is to make everything subsumption based, to try and just make the AI more human-like, so you can't tell the difference. So I was going to ask you guys, what do you think about AI?
I actually spent some time today fighting for the first time in StarCitizen, however hard that is to believe. And I realized kind of how important it actually is, because first time I watched this the other day, I really didn't care that much. But they are a little bit special, even now. I think they've been upgraded a little bit now, haven't they? And they're still not great. The fact that I was flying a reclaimer down to Daymar the other day, being chased by 4 AI, and they were firing all around the reclaimer and not at the reclaimer. I think they could still do with a little bit of work. But it does lead, I think, to, for example, if you're trying to board, say, a Cutlass Black, I think it does eventually lead on to that pilot, when they realise they've been boarded, getting out of their chair and then engaging you, right? That's the end goal. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean, yeah, I think you're right. They were just showing that they were talking. I mean, it was all very common sense to me. The video was like, oh, you know, we want the AI to feel different. You know, if you're in a big ship versus a medium ship versus a small ship, you know, we need to, you know, they can't fly just exactly the same. And I was like, that's true. However, I was like, when I fly the big ship, I'm kind of flying it pretty much exactly the same as the small ship. The only difference is the ship isn't able to do the things that I can do in the small ship. Do you know what I mean?
Just
like,
a lot slower.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, they make it sound like it's a really big thing, and I was like, really? That's a really big thing? I was like, it kind of seems pretty easy. You just make them do the same thing in the ship, and because it's slower. But I guess it's different because it's a computer. So I don't know. I was just surprised. That was all with that bit.
Devil's Right Hand says AI have always given me a hard fight when I encounter them, so I have no idea what he's talking about. Well, I went in my Super Hornet today, and I didn't really have many problems. To be fair, and I never do combat.
That's the difference between having a Super Hornet and an Aurora.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
And that was with standard loadout, right?
Yeah.
That was with standard. See, because like for me, yeah, the Super Hornet. I've always said like the Super Hornet makes the average pilot look good.
Oh, thanks.
It does. The Saber takes an average pilot and makes them look bad. But that was in the old patch. I don't know about the new one. Yeah. So for me, I think it's super important. At the end of the day, at the moment, the AI is pants. Really, it's really easy. Now, Astropub, he said to me before, he pointed out that the AI was super tough before. It was like and they dialed it right down, and it obliterated everybody. But I was kind of like, my kind of counter to that was that the AI wasn't good. It just had something called an aimbot, and it had a really hard, and it was really hard to kill. It wasn't necessarily like it was really good and really intelligent. You couldn't tell the difference between it being a human and an AI. It was just like, it literally never missed you. Do you know what I mean? And if nothing misses you, you're dead very quickly.
Speaking of which, the one thing that did excite me a little bit that they spoke about in, I think it was ATV, was the idea of a nemesis system, which I think is actually really cool, because it means that not every AI pilot that you're going to go up against is going to be the same difficulty. And if you do come across a pilot once that kicks your ass, or you kick their ass but they manage to get away, you might encounter them later on and they'll remember you, and they might be really slightly more difficult.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, like persistent AI that are able to adapt over time and like grow
cool.
over time.
They kind of learn how you fight and stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool, as long as it doesn't go way OTT over the top. You know, it's
so. Anyone else want to say? Add anything about ship AI? Any ideas? What, you know? Would you? I mean, I'm waiting just to see. Personally, the proof is in the pudding, as it were.
I think it's got a little bit to go before it's sort of, you know, at an optimal level. But I think some of the things that they have planned, like what you're just talking about with persistence and just the really uniqueness of the AI, like even when it's friendly NPCs that might be fighting with you or against you, they each have their own characteristics. I think that's going to make things really, really interesting and unique. Trying to learn things about the NPCs as you fly with them that you wouldn't otherwise have known from a fact sheet. Yeah, that's just going to be really exciting.
I'd be curious to see if they're going to do like with VoIP and FaceOver, if the actual AI's going to have a huge library of like audio to talk to us, so we don't hear the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? And it's intelligent as well, so it can tell if it's losing smartly or if it's winning smartly, rather than just the same kind of nonsense that it's saying, which I imagine they're going to do.
I think they'd have to. I mean, nothing kills immersion like hearing the same audio line 4 times over in the same fight.
No, exactly. You'd be like, oh, it's another AI. It's AI again. I do wonder. Okay, so questions. So we have a question from Dr. Kezel, and he says, how's Star Marine, Arena Commander, and such in 3.1? I'll let you guys start off.
Star Marine, I have actually played. I'm not an FPS noob, connoisseur rather either, so it's not something that I spent a lot of time doing in 2.6 or 3.0. But it's, I thought it was all right. It felt like an FPS game, you know. That's about it, really.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I played fine, but I'm not. I mean, like Moist, I'm not a big FPS like guy, I guess. So it played all right. It was fine. It was fun. I died a lot.
Okay.
Me too.
Binary?
I haven't played a lot in those modes, especially in 3.1, but I do find it amusing that you can use the Reclaimer in Arena Commander and use all 4 turrets to obliterate anything in your path. That's pretty fun if you haven't tried it.
That sounds good. Regarding Star Marine, I am a big FPS player. I used to play COD games and all the rest of it back in the day, to as much as I possibly could. Star Marine for me is a 5 out of 10. It's nowhere near where it needs to be. I think the reality is it's good for test bedding stuff and getting kind of mechanics working and all the rest of it, but if they want to actually seriously compete against the big boys and kind of create like an amazing FPS game, they've got a long way to go. I think they're aware of it themselves. The radar is shit. The radar, the fact that they keep stubbornly persisting with it is embarrassing, especially as I think just about anyone that plays it complains about the radar being, the information is kind of like, it's just pointless. I think WTF Source said something like, you're within 20 feet of people, you should be able to hear them. What do you need the radar for? I think Twerk said the same thing. Just the feel of it and all the rest of it is just not quite there. It's clunky, and it's, at the end of the day, it's their first ever FPS game, so they're not. They're going to knock it out the park.
That's my only criticism.
But they want to.
I wish they would make the radar a lot more vague. Because right now, knowing exactly where somebody is just seems really, really lame. And actually, HC Vertigo, I saw on his stream, and it might even be clipped. He was able to kill somebody before even seeing them because he where they would be from the radar, started firing before he started strafing, and then started strafing as the person came through the door, because he was already firing. That person did not have a hope in hell.
You literally have a line that drags you, like literally takes you to, it's literally just leading you to the person, and then it just tells you if they're up. It's not even like, the thing is I don't even find it that good, because I find that sometimes the line, like for whatever reason, internet or whatever, always seems to kind of like, it appears that they're over here, but then they're not over there. Next thing, there's someone walking around, they're in the corner, and I'm like that's just so distracting. I either don't want it, or I want it to be, I hate to say it, but I genuinely preferred the old system of, like, I think Battlefield and some of the other games they're just better, just with a mini map in the corner, and when someone like fires the gun, you get a blinking flash indicator to say, hey look, somebody was firing a gun in that location, and then after then it disappears. I just think that's just so much. I don't want to spend hours. I find it distracting, and I hate it in the middle as well. I just fucking loathe it in the middle. I just want it out of the way. So no, I'm not a fan of that. And it's 5 out of 10 for me. And it makes me appreciate other FPS games is the best answer to that question. Why they're so much better. No offense, CRG. I just keep working on it. I'm sure you can get there. And then we've got CR's Other Black Turtleneck. Ask a question. What is the top 3 votes did you pick plus a profession vote provide in the recent RSI survey, and why? Let's go FPS, AI, and repair. Now that's a good question. I don't have the link. Can anyone give me the link to the survey or find it for me? Because I don't have it here on my desk, so I can read through it. Does anyone have it so I can just quickly jump to it and then read through it?
What was the question?
The question for you, Moist, who never listens, was which one did you vote for? Your top 3. What was the votes did you vote for?
That's
why I need to. I did it weeks and I've forgotten what they are, so I need to dig out what they were. Someone can link me. Thank you. So I love it. So features.
I went for I'm pretty sure I went for party system.
So what's your highest priority? Here we go. We've got quantum linking, improved interdiction, service beacon improvements, first tier of guild and associations, party system, team chat, economy, shopping, item 2.0, or FPS AI combat.
In this order, I went for item 2.0, service beacon improvements, and party.
Okay.
And then salvaging for the profession.
The question was why?
Why? Because I really want item 2.0 to be in place, because we need it for a lot of other things to fall in place. Service beacons, I think, will actually be fairly important in terms of creating gameplay, emergent gameplay. Like already, I've been acting like an Uber and really enjoying it. And the party system, as a streamer, I'm pretty much constantly partied with people, and I'd like it to be easier, because right now it's really difficult. So there we go. How about you, Madness?
Good question. I voted for item 2.0 as well, as the first one. I know that it's going to be, I think Mitachi mentioned to me, he's like, well, you know, this is going to be constantly in work and all the rest of it. But the way I always imagined 2.0, the way I was sold 2.0, was that once 3.0 was here, everything would be on 2.0. And it seems to be that that's the way I envisioned it. I could be wrong, and I probably missed some of the subtle small print that was written at the bottom saying not everything is going to be in 2.0 for 3.0, and which I always find confusing anyway, just the name 2.0, and then we've got 3.0, but never mind. But yeah, I personally, I voted for that because I think that the truth is, I said last week, and I went on a massive rant. If you never checked it out, go watch it last week. I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not a fan of the vote thing. I think it goes against everything Chris Roberts is. I think this is just lip service and confusing, and I don't want to go into big rant about it again, but I don't like it. However, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to vote, so I voted for item 2.0. I think it's important that everything is in place before we start building anything else. And then I voted for, after that, I voted for the shopping experience, the UI experience, and all that type of thing. And then I voted for the party system. So for me, it's very much just about getting what we have now working well. Oh, sorry, I voted for, yeah, I think that was it. I might have voted for combat as well. I'm not sure, but something like that. Those are the three that I voted for, I think. It was a week ago.
Patrick, how about you?
Yes, so I voted for quantum linking and party system. I'm a big believer in playing with other people in StarCitizen, and having escort fighters is one of those things that I think is going to be a lot of fun to have. So if you're doing either trading or something with a large ship that needs to be defended and you've got escort fighters, unless they're staying with you, there's no point having them. Quantum linking obviously essential for that. Party system for the same reasons, so grouping up with people is easy, and service beacon improvements because it's a continual gameplay element.
No, just to answer your question, sorry, just was asking me, he says, I don't know what I think is important. No, I don't, I'm not a game developer, Disco. You guys are the game developers, and I think I play the game, and I've said many times, I find it contradictory. Chris Roberts comes across as a person that's micromanages to the 10th degree. He knows exactly what he kind of wants. He's always said at the beginning of the game development process that he knew what he wanted for this game. I think it feels weird that you guys are suddenly asking us what we think about it. And then I just find it weird. I'm just saying, I just find it weird. And I mean, I know you've had voting systems before, but it's like, I just want what you guys originally kind of told us we were going to get for this year. And I just want that. So just, you've done the roadmap. Just kind of give us that, and I'm cool. I trust you guys. Get on with it. Make the game happen. I do. I trust you. I've given you a lot of money, so I trust you. I don't need to know what I want. I never made a game.
Even though you come across really salty, he does trust you.
yeah. No, I do. It's fine. Chris is gonna. He does what he wants to do at the end of the day. I know.
I kind of
meme. We know.
I kind of disagree with you a little bit there, Madness. I think it is important that they are taking feedback, and Disco said that they are always taking feedback as well. And the survey just sort of takes that. And keep in mind that I feel that most of the things that were on that list, if not all of them, are things that they have scheduled pretty much like within the next few months anyway. So in some ways, I feel it is almost lip service that they're like, hey, which of these things do you want to prioritize? We're going to do them all anyway, like very soon, but like tell us what you think anyway. And it makes you feel like you're actually being involved in the development process, which is good. We should feel like we're involved in the development process regardless of how much we are or aren't. And any feedback that they can get from us is important because yes, Chris Roberts has a vision. Yes, we trust his vision, but sometimes that vision still has to be in line with all of our visions as well in some ways, because if he has a vision that is suddenly completely different from everybody else's, from all of the backers, there's going to be a big problem. So feedback is not a bad thing.
But then my worry is that you create internal, like people start arguing internally about what they voted for. Why are you voting for this? We want this first, blah, blah, blah. It all gets a little bit messy. And I just think that it's just not needed. I think, like, I've always said, like, if the captain of a ship suddenly was on a cruise ship and suddenly comes down to you and suddenly starts saying, hey guys, where do you guys want to go next? We'd all be like, hang on a minute. We said we wanted to go to the, like, you sold us Hawaii. And now you're telling us, well, I'm not sure. We're kind of going to get there eventually, but like maybe we should go. Could you guys want to go to New York first, maybe? And what do you guys think? Do you think we should go to so and so location first? We'd be like, we're going to go there eventually to this location, but you know, the next thing you know is everyone's up in arms. I said it last week. I trust them. Just do what you said on the roadmap and get it done, and that's fine for me. That's just me. That's my opinion on it.
I see it's more like the captain asking what brand of beer you want to drink, not like what destination it is. Because
what kind of like what brand out of the brand?
That's just my view. I'm just different. Like that's just the way I trust you and get on with it. But you know, everyone's different, right?
I think, to be fair, last week I taught Sig a new one in regards to the survey, and it's because I didn't trust it, but after I think it was the next day I kind of thought about it more, and I'm kind of on side with what Disco is saying tonight. In the past I try not to be too salty, and I always try to be fair, and I cannot really argue with Sig trying to get an accurate reading of the feeling of the community, because at the end of the day, yes, we see a lot of salt and a lot of very vocal people on Reddit, but those people are not necessarily speaking the mind of the whole community. They are just a vocal minority. So yeah, I'm not necessarily against the survey. No. But as long as people understand, though, that this isn't necessarily Sig saying these are the things that will absolutely be in, because taking bind culling, for example, if one of those things slips and doesn't get in to 3.2, if people don't understand that it is just a survey asking for opinions, then I do worry that the community might get very, very salty.
I tend to stay away from Reddit due to the sodium content that tends to be on it.
Well, don't go near Spectrum, because that's just another cesspit of it. You know, there's salt everywhere. The reality is that the problem always stems down to the fact that CRG was being very vague for a long period of time. So you've ended up getting, you know, because of the money and the fact the scope has changed, so the vagueness and the kind of the constant kind of missing of timelines and things like that has created, you know, a massive load of people with, you know, you listen to them and you hear them and the people like they have this expectation of what they want to play, then you hear another person, they have a massive expectation of what they want to play, and they're totally different to each other. And yes, it's a sandbox game and I get it, but then it's like, holy fuck balls, like seriously, like how are they going to achieve all of these things? And I think it's like it's crazy. I think they can do it. I just think that right now there's just so many basic things that aren't working yet that it's very hard to see how they're going to achieve some of the other things. You know, it's all very exciting. There's a lot of talk, but you know, like they've still got so many things broken and so many things, simple things that don't work. And it's like, oh, we see so much. I mean, I want to do a studio tour.
You say simple things, things that might seem to be simple.
no, but it's like simple things like that were working before, they're now broken, or they're just, I don't know, they're just, I know simple things. Like it's hard to say. I know. I'm not a game guy, so it's hard. But it's like just yeah. I don't know. Anyway, carry on. I'll talk for ages about it.
Shall we move on?
We can move on. Did everyone? Did Tiki? Did you say your 3 things already? Did you?
I think I actually had the same as you. Yeah, my first one was the items, just because I thought that was important. The second one was obviously the shopping.
Yeah,
I wanted better shopping. I want to be able to so emote while trying on clothes. And then quantum leaking, that one I prioritized over the party system only because I thought it sounded dope. So I thought it was really cool. So that's the one I picked. And then obviously salvage was the career path. So
yeah, cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Let's see if there's any other questions. I think we're done on questions. Yeah.
Fabulous.
No, we got some more questions. Magic Mo asks me. He says, "Are you going to the London Bar Citizen this Sunday?" Yes, I'll be there. So if anyone you want to post a link, Magic Mo, you can. In chat, my links are open to post. So yeah, go ahead and post a link to it. If anyone's in London and wants to, or even not in London and wants to come along and say hi, please feel comfortable. I go pretty much every other week when it's on. So I go to the Bar Citizen. I think we had quite a good. We had a good turnout last week.
Last week?
No, sorry, not last week. Last time we had a good turnout. Last time. I'm tired. I've had a kid for 4 days. I normally stick him in nursery, and so yeah, and a pregnant wife to deal with. That would tire any man out. So yeah, we've got. So do come along to Bar Citizen, please. Come check it out. The Bar Citizen in London. That would be pretty cool. And Bridges and Con as well, of course. That's coming up very, very soon. So if you haven't, I think there's a link for Bridges and Con as well. If you're not, go check that out. I'm not going, unfortunately, because my wife is heavily pregnant. But more sugar,
like
right?
An excuse to me. Yes, I am definitely going.
I didn't plan it out very well.
I was also hoping to go to Bar Citizen as well, but I'm not going to be able to make it now. Yeah, because unfortunately my partner's down from Sheffield, so I have to do the whole romance thing.
I understand. No, but if you are in London, do come along, and you can argue with me in person, and say, "Madness, you don't know what you're fucking talking about," or I completely agree with everything you say. I think it'll be more of the first thing though. Major Payne says to me, he says, "I want Tiki on the new podcast." That's where she's here right now. There we go. I think you have a fan. Next question. Sandy's other scarf. He says, "What's your favorite clip from the monthly report and why? How far along in finishing the game? In the game being developed? How far along is finishing the game being developed?" Kappa. Okay, I'm not quite sure if the English is, but how long is fishing? Sorry, how far along is fishing in game being developed? Okay, sorry.
I'm hoping it's close to being done. I want to fish on Yella. Get a hole in that ice. Stick my rod in there.
Let's get a planet. Can we get a planet first with things working?
Can we catch space whales?
You need a big rod for that.
Like,
you just need the.
Can we have them as pets?
Right?
Yeah, well, just have like a little aquarium in the reclaimer.
Just grab one. Just get a couple of friends to grab one tail and grab the head. The favorite clip from the monthly report and why? Is this new, the monthly report? Has this just come out?
Yeah, I have not seen the monthly report, so I cannot answer that question.
Because I think I commented last year. If you want to know the monthly report, we've commented in previous weeks. If you go back and watch the things, you can watch it on there. But I'm not.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was the
off
one
the top of my
discussed.
head. We've already discussed some of the stuff. So yeah, go check out the some of the previous podcasts. It's on the Asylum YouTube channel on my Twitch link page. There's a link to it. Go check it out, and you can watch some of those. We'll move on to the next one. This is from Michael. He asked me, who won the Vulcan giveaway? It's still going on, right?
It has 31 minutes remaining.
31 minutes remaining.
30 minutes and you'll know.
And we have a cyclone to draw as well, don't we, tonight? So if people want to throw some more questions in, we'll keep it open for the time being for about another 5 minutes whilst I'm going to draw this prize. So hold on to your hats, get ready.
Citizens.
Hats, whatever, get ready. We will draw this raffle. A total of 75 and then ready 6. We'll keep it open for a few more moments. Thank you, by the way, for our guests join us. Tiki, thank you. You're always welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on.
No, it's been awesome. Thank you, Binary. I know it's crazy time for you probably right now.
It's only 8:30 a.m.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I'll get some sleep soon.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you guys want to just briefly tell us, I'll start with you, Tinky. Do you want to? Where can we find you? What are you doing the rest of the week?
I'm at twitch.tv/TikiTrees, and I'll be doing some StarCitizen streams now that the Reclaimer is out, and I'm very excited about it. And then from there, I'll just be hanging out, and I might do. We're gonna do a robot build with Arduino, and so I'm gonna try to build a robot, hook it up to the Twitch chat, and you guys will be able to control it. So that's another thing that's gonna be happening.
Sweet.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That is cool. That is very cool. And Binary, where can we find you, and what are you up to this week?
Yep, so straight on Twitch, twitch.tv/binaryloop. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we always have fun, get up to some science, and inevitably get people killed.
Oh, goodness.
Accidentally, of course. All for science.
All the science.
All good science involves risk.
Oh man, I do enjoy. I'm always dropping into your stream, Binary. It's always good fun. Dropping in and trying to do stuff for science. It's great fun.
You too.
And Moist, same questions to you, my friend. What are you up to the rest of the week, and where can we find you?
As of tomorrow, I'm off vacation and back at work, which is a bit crap.
Boo.
But I'll be hoping to stream every day. I'm not going to be able to stream next weekend though, because romance type stuff. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, twitch.tv/moist_noodle. I'm also on Twitch at the Moist Noodle. And I think that's where I'm going to be announcing the winner of the Gleam giveaway for the Vulcan. So if you haven't already, make sure that you are followed on Twitter. If not,
yes,
we'll be contacting the winner anyway. So yes. How about you, Madness?
Well, just on the prize regarding the Cyclone that we're about to do the draw in a second before I round up. We will be drawing a Cyclone every single week this month. So we'll be drawing every week on the podcast as well. So do come and join us again next week, same time. We start at 9 GMT for BS. Oh, not GMT. Whatever it is, you see on the link.
BST.
BST. That's the one. Sorry. Oh, it's EDT. I think it's 4 for USA. Is that right? Is it 4 EDT? Yeah. Anyway, it is. So yeah, give us a follow. If you like what we do and everything else, follow us on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. We also do Dungeons and Dragons. So if anyone's here and likes tabletop and stuff, we do Dungeons and Dragons on Friday. Miserable G is the GM, and it's on his channel. So go check him out. He's part of the team here at the Asylum.
Roleplay.
Yeah, Moist loves a bit of roleplay.
Always.
Yeah.
How about you, Patrick? Roleplay.
Sure.
Patrick doesn't sound interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the chat, but yeah.
For science. Cool. Okay, so let's close this, and I'll bring it up on here so people can see the draw live. We have currently 102 entries. Let me make sure there's nothing crazy going on the screen. Let me bring it up. 102 entries.
Nice.
Last 5 seconds. So what we'll do is, if you can just for me in chat, just type in Asylum if you're the winner. If you're not the winner, don't say it. You'll get banned, all that nonsense. So don't say Asylum. But if you are the winner and you can type in Asylum, please, for me, just to confirm that you are not a bot. That would be fantastic. We're going to close right now, and we're going to draw the winner Here we go.
I hope people realize
winner.
how rare this is. Madness giving away money.
This is rare. This is rare. So what? Yeah. Okay. Done.
What
The
does it normally
Grizz.
give away?
Are you there? And can you please confirm? The Asylum. Well done.
Hey.
Congratulations, the Grizz. Well done. Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Woo. So what I'll need you to do, if you can, Grizz, I'm just going to give you the link to my Discord. You don't have to stay, obviously. Just basically, if you want to, you can stay. Join the Discord and DM me, direct message me, and from my Discord, I need your email address that's linked to your RSI handle and your RSI handle, so I can send the prize to you. Okay.
Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Could we raid somebody?
Depends who we're raiding.
I'm thinking flip your cards.
We can raid flip your cards.
He's a really, really cool dude. As in, like, Josh Coon's cool dude.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's Josh
Thanks,
Coons, but he's like that level of
Sure.
cool dude.
Let's just check. I'm a little bit of madness, by the way, Grizz, in Discord. If you haven't already, hopefully you've got Discord. If you haven't got Discord, you can always whisper me as well directly in chat here, your details as well, which is fine too. You can just do direct whisper that way as well, and I've got your details, and I will get it to you as soon as possible, probably tomorrow. Okay, because it's a bit late here now. But yeah, congratulations! Thank you everyone for coming. I'm talking to the wrong screen for some reason, so I'm talking to you now. Thank you everybody else for coming. This will be fixed next week. Sorry for the late start, but as always, and thank you for my guests as always for coming and joining us here at the Asylum. It's been great. Thank you for the topics. I hope you all enjoyed yourself, and we'll see you guys during the week and next week. Right, let's get this raid. I don't know why. I always do the ending, and then I fucking have to raid, and I forget that it's not because it's not posted instantaneously. So, pro streamer right now. Okay, / raid _ flip your cards, yeah?
Yep. Flip your, as in you are, cards.
That didn't work. Oh, it did. Oh, it didn't work. It's all right. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
FLIPURCARDS.
You're dealing with a dyslexic person.
Hang on. Just copy and paste it from chat.
I got it. Oh, I got him. I see. He spelled his name like that.
Miz arrived. Miz arrived. That was a good time.
Miz arrived.
Hi, Miz.
Cool. There we go. I think we have. I don't know if this one's got it. Do we have raid things? Yeah, go copy the.
By the way, guys,
go give him a
Flip
raid.
Your Cards is giving away a javelin, so make sure you head over there and ask him where the javelin is. He'll really appreciate that.
Oh, is he? He borrowed one from.
Yeah,
from the few to give away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, enter into. You got 20 minutes to enter in that Vulcan as well. By the way, get in on it if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in there later.
Bye bye.